Hey, hey, hey. I'm here today at my old time. It's nice. Nice being back home. Okay. Well, I got a lot to talk about today, so I'm going to do a little topic and then I'm going to open up the panel for the usual chat, discussion, story time, gossip hour, drama, catch up on drama. But first, I went to the Toastmasters meeting last night. Da 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 da. And in case you think I'm just reusing the same ribbon, oh look, they're all over the place. Oh look, oh my God, look, there's another one. Look at all these. They keep giving me these ribbons for speaking, for talking. Usually people tell me to shut up. These people are giving me ribbons. They vote on these things, and whoever gets voted the best table topic speech of the night gets the ribbon. And the reason last night the topic was the stream. That's why I want to talk about it. What it is you go up and they ask you a random question related to the theme of the night, and it's kind of just a prompt. You just take it as a prompt and you talk about whatever. The idea is to give a 2 minute little improvisational speech. And the question last night was, if you won the lottery, what would you do with the money? How would you invest the money into your passion project or a project of yours related to your passions? And of course, I thought of this stream because this is my passion project. And I started thinking of all the things I could do with lottery money to make the stream better. I would upgrade my equipment. I would be able to hire producer and staff and video editors and do some proper marketing. I would be able to start setting up events in different parts of the country that I could travel to and help start organizing local chapters, etc., etc. And they found it very inspirational and impressive, and I got the ribbon for it. And they even suggested doing a fundraising speech, like doing a speech to try to communicate to the whoever funds, like. And I realize that that's one thing that Toastmasters can help with. I'm kind of talking up Toastmasters Day because I think it's a great opportunity if you are trying to do, if you're involved in or are, if you're involved in or have the potential to be involved in, if anything you're trying to do is going to have you speaking in front of strangers, a crowd, a meeting, online. If you do panels, content, online content, anything, it's oratory, it's public speaking. Anytime you have to get up and make your pitch or make your case or persuade an audience or educate or inform, Toastmasters can help you. And if I want to do some kind of fundraising speech, they can help with that. They help you put the pitch together, put the speech together, and then you perform it for them, and they can give you feedback. They could, this worked, this didn't work, this is what I would change, this is what really resonated with me. So it's a chance to hone your speaking skills and your advocacy skills too. And so that happened last night. I want to share that. Today we're going to do some philosophy shit, or more like psychology shit. And as we'll find out today, psychology was the domain of psychology until very recently, until modern times. Psychology was subsumed under philosophy. If you wanted to explore psychology or know anything about psychology, it was the philosophers that you went to. Plastic African, welcome. Oh, good to see you. You renewed. Great. That's another thing I would do with lottery money, is I would up my membership tiers and give people some really substantial reasons to join. Right now, it's just, I don't know, like show of support and affiliation with the channel. Oh my God. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, African. I'm here. Keep the fanfare going. And another thing I would do with the money is I would get a proper super chat song like the other channels have. It does help. It helps very much. I have, I, I mentioned, I talked to some people, I talked to the Toastmasters last night about my vision for a community, like a hybrid community of online, in-person chapters, and they were very inspired and suggested I should start trying to raise the money to make it happen. And it kind of has me inspired. And so that's what I was talking about earlier. And now I'm going to shift to philosophy. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read out of this book that I like so much that I've been rereading called The Greeks and the Irrational. And in the chapter today, the passage today, we're going to start with Aristotle and his conception of the irrational. And in this context, irrational means the emotions. It means the non-rational. The rational is your intellect and your thinking self. It's the emotions, the passions, what the Greeks used to call the passions, the emotional self. Could be things like intuition as well. You can't do that. People of all types make it. I can't do what? Oh, what can't I do? That sounds like a limitation. When people put limitations on me, all it does is make me determined to overcome them and figure out if they're really limitations or not. You're going downstairs to chill with the lads and talk shit there. Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, definitely do the in-person stuff first. This is archived anyway. It'll always be here. Okay, no problem. I'm going to talk for like 15 or 20 minutes, and then I'm going to open up the panel. So if you're around later, feel free to come back up and hop on. Good to see you. I'm talking about Western philosophy. I know that's one of your jams. And I want to look at specifically starting with Aristotle, the outlook on the emotions, because the rationalist, the Greek rationalist, had a very different relation, or maybe not that different relation to emotion, because there's not just one single relationship to emotions that we have here in the modern West. There's several traditions of emotions. Hey, Busker, what's up? Well, we're going to talk about that, Joe, because Stoicism is going to enter into our discussion. And then I'll use the AI to help me summarize the different strands of Greek views of emotion, and then I will open up the panel. So here we go. E.R. Dodds, the Greeks and the irrational. Ordinary human living. Wait, oh, hang on. That's not my place. Aristotle knew that no man can sustain the life of pure reason for more than very brief periods. And he and his pupils appreciated perhaps better than any other Greeks the necessity of studying the irrational factors in human behavior if we are to reach a realistic understanding of human nature. Oh, another reason I want to read this passage is because it ties in so many things I've been talking about on like separate panels. It hits so many of the different points I've been trying to make, and it kind of has them all in one place. So I want to highlight those as they come up as well. And here we see he talks about studying the irrational factors in behavior if we are to reach a realistic understanding of human nature. Here we have that, what Northrop Frye calls that myth of freedom, where we're trying to understand things as they are. And one of the things we try to understand, in addition to the natural world, is ourselves and other people. So Aristotle is implying his empiricism to try to understand what he calls human nature. And I think today we're still trying to understand it, mostly through the discipline of psychology, which is kind of the sciencified version of the study of humans and human behavior and how they operate. All right, he goes on to say Aristotle's approach to an empirical psychology, and in particular to a psychology of the irrational, was unhappily carried no further after the first generation of his pupils. When the natural sciences detached themselves from the study of philosophy proper, as they began to do early in the 3rd century, and this is 3rd century BC, psychology was left in the hands of the philosophers, where it remained, I think, to its detriment down to very recent times. And the dogmatic rationalist of the Hellenistic age, that's post Alexander, that's after Alexander conquered Greece and the other uh, countries around it and unified them all into one empire. The dogmatic rationalist of the Hellenistic age seem to have cared little for the objective study of man as he is. Their attention was concentrated on the glorious picture of man as he might be, the ideal sapiens or sage. So also here we have several concepts from the series I was doing on myths and the Northam Fry essay. He mentions the dogmatic rationalist. We have a myth closing off. We talked about closed and open forms of myth, and how either the myth of freedom or the myth of concern can close off into dogma. That began to happen with rationalism as it developed post Aristotle. Um, and we see them moving away for the objective study of man as he is, and their attention becomes focused on the picture of man as he might be, the ideal man. So we're moving away from the study of observable reality to reality as we want it to be, which is moving into vision and myth of concern. So the myth of freedom begins to close off and move into an attempt to establish a new myth of concern around this idealized man, what they call the sapiens or the sage. In order to make this picture seem possible, Zeno and Chrysippus deliberately went back behind Aristotle and behind Plato to the naive intellectualism of the 5th century. Naive in the sense of underdeveloped in relation to the rationalism that came after it from Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, etc. The attainment of moral perfection, they said, was independent both of natural endowment and of habituation. It depended solely on the exercise of reason. Natural endowment being nature, what you're born into the world with, and habituation being nurture, how you're raised, what you're conditioned to externally through as a child and as you grow into an adulthood through other people. So their vision was independent of both nature and nurture, and it depended solely on the exercise of reason. I've talked about the third factor on here several times in Dabrowski's theory, which nature is the first factor, our biology, our socialization and social environment is the second factor, and the third factor is the awareness of the two factors and the ability to decide what you want to do with the influences of biology and socialization. Well, lo and behold, it's right here in 3rd century BC Greek philosophy. And there was no irrational soul for reason to contend with. The so-called passions were merely errors of judgment, or morbid disturbances resulting from errors of judgment. Correct the error, and the disturbance will automatically cease, leaving a mind untouched by joy or sorrow, untroubled by hope or fear, passionless, pitiless, and perfect. I want to make the distinction between this, because according to this view, emotions are errors in judgment. You are misjudging a situation. I don't think there is a correct judgment. I don't think there's any. I think it's all arbitrary and subjective. So if you have an emotion that you don't want to feel, that's unpleasant or causing you distress, I talk about changing the story. Our emotions are filtered through stories. We're reacting to facts or events, or perceived facts or events, but we're fitting them into a certain narrative. You change the narrative and you change the emotion. So instead of these philosophers believed there was a single correct narrative that you could align the emotions with to bring yourself inner peace. I don't think there is. I think it's a very creative process, and you decide if you don't want to feel one emotion, you examine the narrative and you figure out what you need to change to feel the emotion that you do want to feel, or to restore the psychological equilibrium that the emotion's taking you out of. So my view is not error based, which assumes some standard to reference the emotions to. Mine is more it again. It's using the third factor or your rational awareness to choose and decide. It's rooted in self determination. You determine emotions are a starting point. It's an initial reaction to something. But it doesn't have to stay at that point. You can use your mind to guide and shape that reaction more in a direction that you determine for yourself. Okay, Dodds goes on to say this fantastic psychology was adopted and maintained for 2 centuries, not on its merits, but because it was thought necessary to a moral system which aimed at combining altruistic action with complete inward detachment. Posidonius, we knew, rebelled against it and demanded a return to Plato, pointing out that Chrysippus's theory conflicted both with observation, so we're back to empiricism and trying to understand things as they are, which showed the elements of character to be innate, and with moral experience, which revealed irrationality and evil as any radically rooted in human nature and controllable only by some kind of catharsis. But his protest did not avail to kill the theory. Orthodox Stoics continued to talk in intellectualist terms, though perhaps with diminishing conviction. Nor was the attitude of Epicureans or of skeptics very different in this matter. Both schools would have liked to banish the passions from human life. The ideal of both was ataraxia, freedom from disturbing emotions, and this was to be achieved in the one case by holding the right opinions about man and God, in the other by holding no opinions at all. The Epicureans made the same arrogant claim as the Stoics, that without philosophy there can be no goodness, a claim that neither Aristotle nor Plato ever made. Hey, Helena and Dirty Dog. Yeah, the Stoics, the inward detachment from the passions and the emotions. And the third factor that I mentioned is kind of a detachment of that, but it's a detachment with a purpose, or a detachment that allows you to then re-engage with the emotions on your terms instead of being at the mercy of them. I want to summarize all this with ChatGPT, and then I will drop the link and open up the panel. It put together this handy little chart for me. So um, we'll skip Plato for a moment and just we heard about Aristotle. Aristotle took an empirical and functional approach to the emotions, and he viewed them as integral to ethical and psychological life. He believed emotions were not simply irrational, but had cognitive and evaluative components. They involved judgments about the world. I say that I have a very Aristotelian orientation toward the emotions. I think they're a form of intelligence. They're part of the cognitive process. They have empirical validity. You can learn from them. They are data. They're information. So it emotional health to me is learning how to use your emotions in the sense of you deciding what you want to do with your emotions, and then learning through experience and practice how to do that. Then the post-Aristotelians, which is the Stoics, the Epicureans, there's also the Peripatetic school, had different, they kind of built on Aristotle's view of the emotions and took them in various different directions. The Stoics took the most radical stance on emotion, seeing them as false judgments that disrupt rational life. Those are the errors in judgment that we talked about in the passage I just read. Emotions arise from incorrect beliefs about what is good and bad. And so you correct the beliefs and you correct the emotions. But that presupposes that there are correct beliefs and you know how to determine what those correct beliefs are. Beliefs are something that we choose for various different reasons. Correspondence to material reality could be one of those reasons, but it's not always the reason that we hold a belief. So you'd have to figure out what correct is in this context. Only, let's see, freedom from irrational emotions by correcting faulty judgments through reason. Instead of eliminating feelings entirely, they advocated cultivating eupathia, rational emotions like joy and virtue. The Epicureans saw emotions as natural and necessary, as do I, guiding humans toward pleasure and away from pain. They believe that the highest good is ataraxia. That's a Greek word. It's a state of tranquility free from unnecessary fear or desire. It's an inner peace, an inner mental equilibrium, undisrupted by strong passions or emotions, negative passions or emotions that take you out of that. Natural desires, like for food, for friendship, should be satisfied, while unnatural, excessive desires, like luxury or power, lead to suffering. Fear is irrational and should be eliminated through philosophy, and moderation and philosophical reflection refine emotions, aligning them with a simple and pleasant life. And then you had the Peripatetics, which that was the school that continued directly from Aristotle, and it continued his balanced approach. They held that emotions are natural responses to circumstances, but should be moderated by reason. This is closer to my view, except for the should be. You don't have to moderate them. You can experience them fully and just let them be what they are. But if you decide to do something with them, there's many options that are available and that you kind of discover from your experience with your own emotions. Unlike the Stoics, they saw emotions as not necessarily irrational. Anger, fear, and grief could be appropriate if properly controlled, and that virtue involves cultivating the right emotions, not suppressing them entirely. And again, this is closer to my view. I would replace the right emotions with the desired emotions, because right emotions is determined by you. You determine what emotions are natural. They're just a natural chemical reaction set off in the body. They're not a moral element. And people that try to moralize emotions, to me, are always, they have their own agenda and they're up to something. So to summarize, Plato believed that the emotions should be ruled by the higher soul, which is reason. Aristotle believed that emotions have a rational role but require moderation. So there is a place for emotion in human psychology, but it should be under the guidance of rationality. Stoics believe that emotions are irrational judgments to be eliminated, that correcting the error. Epicureans believe that emotions are a guide to pleasure and pain, and the Peripatetics believe that emotions are natural but must be refined. Okay, that's all I wanted to touch on today. And Joe, I have a topic for tomorrow too. We're gonna do. I had a few Twitter tweets come across my Twitter that I think is going to generate a very interesting discussion. We're going to talk about white lady tears, or not necessarily white lady. Female tears. I associate them with white women because I don't do black women or Mexican women exploit tears like that. So I guess maybe that's my own bias. But we're going to talk about women kind of crying to get their way and how successful that seems to be. All right, so the panel is open. Come on up. I'm going to review some comments. The Stoics believed that they were errors in judgment, that it was an indication that you were incorrect about a belief or misaligned with the accord thing, your name. You were not in accord with reality mentally. Okay, let's see. The native Stoics, like the the original Stoics, or like the Native American version of Stoicism. Yeah, that's what I said. That being upset, emotions, or at least the negative emotions, are an indication that you got something wrong, which assumes that there was a right to begin with that you got wrong. That's funny because I met this person recently, and they may come on the show next month. That has a, in fact, I'll post it. Let me find it. Um, they work in mental health, and they have a Substack devoted to, or kind of themed around Diogenes. I just gotta find it. How do I find my? I don't use Substack that often. How do I find the Substacks that I'm subscribed to? Oh, here. I'll put her recent article. Why embracing discomfort can change your life, and it's called Diogenes in Exile. Her name is Susanna Alexander. There you go. Yeah, well, that was Aristotle's project too, was to try to understand nature better. Like Plato thought that nature was a pale reflection or imitation of the ideal, and Plato was more concerned with ideals than actual nature as it is, or as it existed in the physical world. Aristotle was more interested in trying to understand things as they are, the actual things that were around him, and that can be transferred to human nature as well. Um, I'm not sure either because I don't remember the. Is it something I said or something that was in the book? I don't remember the to the core ref comment. Well, this is kind of a case of you saying one thing and doing another then, because your whole presentation is about not showing the emotion, the mask, the poker face. So to me, what you're modeling is an avoidance of emotion. Whether you actually, if the point is that you're not saying that, you certainly appear to be doing it. Yeah, not Laz. What's my Japanese? Oh, Jeff-san. Okay, haha. Yeah, yeah. Join us tomorrow, me and Joe. It'll be at the same time as today, 4 p.m. Uh, Eastern, 1 p.m. Uh-oh, you're
I
what you
don't
got
have a
for us
shirt on.
today?
Oh my god. At least I'm not a blubber mouth, blubber face, or blubber body. Yeah,
We're getting full chesties today.
dude. Well, I wanted to shave my chest about 50 years ago. No, I'm kidding. I'm 45.
Oh, your whole chest? Like
No,
go bare?
no, that would suck because I tried that and it hurt growing back, just like when you shave your balls
It
and
gets all prickly.
yeah,
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 I didn't like that
yeah.
either.
Anyway, so I was supposed to get an MRI for my brain today,
Oh,
and at 2 o'clock, and I showed up 1:30. As like, I got a thing that said show up a half an hour early, and I did that. But when I got there, and they're like, "Well, you didn't confirm your appointment." I'm like, "What? Look, what are you talking about?" And well, we texted you. I don't have a cell phone. I have a fucking landline. Are you texting my landline? And that's what happened. And then, like, my brother drove an hour and a half to get to my house to drive me to my appointment. These cocksuckers, the medical system has gone down.
You're not kidding. That's some bullshit. I'm gonna tell you right now because I used to work in healthcare at the front desk. I was the person that handled that kind of stuff, and we would never cancel an appointment just because someone didn't confirm.
Yeah, exactly. I
I
mean,
would
like,
complain.
I mean,
I
like,
would file a formal
you've got an
grievance.
appointment at 2 o'clock, and then you're supposed to show up. And if you show up, you show up. If you don't, you don't. And
We
if they,
canceled the appointment after a certain window of time. If the patient didn't show up after 2, then we would
yeah,
mark it
right,
as canceled.
exactly. The world's changed. America's changed. I'm not liking America right now. Let's see if this guy in chief wants to fix it. But
RFK.
well, him, but also Trump. I don't.
Oh, that guy.
All
So
these
what did
all
they?
these people.
You didn't get your MRI
No,
because
because
all because you didn't confirm some text they tried, even though your appointment was scheduled. You're on the book, so all you really need
yep,
to do is show up. You didn't call
exactly,
and change it yourself.
exactly. There was no change,
That's some
no
fuckery.
nothing. Exactly. That's fuckery. A fuckery of the worst
I
kind.
would definitely call like I would do one of two things. I would call a supervisor, or I would figure out their grievance process and file a formal grievance.
Yeah, maybe. Well,
And or because is it Medicaid
I'm on Medicare,
or
and
Medicare and contact Medicare and have them uh, let them know
well,
about it too because they're the ones
they
paying
well,
for it.
you call all these people, they never pick up. There's keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting. No, I'm not going to do this no more. It's all the everywhere you go and you call and you want to get an answer, you get none. You
It
know what I mean?
healthcare. I've watched it happen since I first started working. It's become more and more technocratic,
Yep,
bureaucratic. It's a lot of hoop jumping. It's not human centered anymore. It's very
that's
much the
right.
patient is at the mercy of these systems. So are the staff,
That's well,
and
yeah,
it's about like figuring out how to get through the machine, just like applying for jobs. Like the
and
machine gatekeeps everything.
and
Hey, Bex,
it's not usually the staff's fault because they have to follow and they're trying to make money, whereas these people in the upper crust are just trying to fuck everyone over, including the patients.
you lucky I wasn't there, 'cause I would.
Man, dude, I would have loved to go head to head with you, man. Like, I mean, like you and me,
You would have gotten that MRI.
grab arms and just like plow through these motherfuckers. You know what I mean, dude? Yeah, I know what you're saying, dude. Yeah,
Did they reschedule you at least?
no, no, no. I went out of there saying a lot of bad stuff, man. I was at first I was just like, well, like how did I not confirm my appointment? And when I called to see what time my appointment was, how did I not confirm my appointment? Well, you did not get the text. You did not reply to the text.
No, that's don't let
Well,
them get away with that. That's how healthcare is going to get worse. Is
yeah,
people capitulating to that.
fucking goddamn. No, I'm glad you listening to me. My brother, and he was pissed off too, but he didn't go off like I did. Man, I finally, for the first time in my life, I wheeled myself out with a goddamn wheelchair. I did that for the first time. Like fuck
Oh,
this
usually they
place.
have a person wheeling you.
No, I had my own wheelchair
What
that I don't use,
who
but
set up
I
the appointment? Was it your case manager or did you set it up yourself?
no, it's just the I had to have the annual brain scan and spine scan, but the spine is supposed to be on the 4th of March, right? But I wonder the way I exited that place, I wonder if they're gonna want me back. Yeah, but whatever.
You didn't do anything
Guess
wrong. All you
I
did
did
was show
not.
up at your appointment a half
Yep,
hour early.
yep, exactly. We showed up right a half hour early, and I, I yeah, I'm pissed as
This
shit,
is
man.
bureaucratic creep.
It is, and I I talked to my brother. I'm like, yeah, man, like let's get out of here, man. Let's get some beers.
Oh,
Man, let's get some tequila, and I got some tequila here that I've never seen. I've never seen anything like this.
that's tequila.
Yeah, of some sort. It's some sort of, but I'm not gonna drink all of it, man. This is like probably a fifth of something.
Oh God.
But I was so mad. I was just like, let's go get some booze, man. Let's get the fuck out of here, man. I drove around my old neighborhood. Me and my brother, our first neighborhood that, I mean, not our first neighborhood, but second maybe. And we drove all around it, drove around neighborhood, like, and Mark, he reminded me of all the friends we had there, and it was just like, wow, man, this is just like this is better than an MRI. And you know, shit, you
Well, I
know.
hope you get. I hope you still get your MRI somehow. Maybe even your primary doctor can pull some strings.
Well,
Because
primary
this is
care,
not anything on that you did on your end.
the
They need to
primary
fix their
care doc,
mistake.
the primary care doctor that I've been with for so long doesn't want to do shit for anything but, and also because he has nothing to do with neuro.
Oh, he's not the one ordering it. Well, we'll talk to your neurologist then.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Whoever's
talk to her
ordering this.
for sure. That's right, Jeff. I'm gonna talk to her, and she's probably gonna be as pissed as I am, and my brother was, because she knows that my brother drives all the way out here to drive me to appointments once in a while. She knows, and she'll probably be pissed, and probably maybe I can get her on my side to take them down for what the fuck they did to me today.
Yeah, I mean, she might even be able to make a call.
Yeah, that's
And
what I'm
because
thinking.
she's the one that ordered the MRI, so they're
Yep.
disrupting her ability to provide service just as
That's
much as
right.
you.
That's right. Yeah, man. Thanks for reminding me. Like, well, thanks for. I'm glad because you said that, because I'm gonna tell her they fucked you as well as me and my brother. I'm not gonna say it like that, but like,
Because when you schedule an appointment, at least how it used to work, that reserves your slot for that point unless you change it somehow. And
that's right.
it's nice when patients confirm, but not confirming should not invalidate that reservation.
Invalidate. That's right. That's the thing I thought about the whole goddamn time. I mean, my appointment was at 2 o'clock. We showed up at 1:30, and we signed in. We wrote in the book, and then all of a sudden, I'm not validated because I didn't get the text message. God damn.
So they canceled your appointment
Yeah.
because
Well, yeah. They said, well, we can't take you now. We have more people to get MRIs or whatever the fuck they said. I didn't listen to it, but I wheeled myself out as I got canceled. Fuck them.
yeah.
I'm see, like my brother. He actually stood around, and she said, "Well, in 2 hours we can maybe give him an MRI at 4 o'clock, and the MRI was supposed to be at
But
two
you were
o'clock.
scheduled at noon. You had a spot or two. You had a
Two
spot
o'clock.
already reserved that's
Yep,
supposed to go to you.
yep. We might be able to see him at, or well, maybe maybe definitely see him at 4 o'clock. Who knows? But that alone is disgusting. Fucking disgusting. The medical system's going down the
It
tubes.
is. I get in more fights in doctors than anywhere. I have a little card I made that said I spurg out in medical office over stuff like this, and the
Yeah.
card tells them I have autism and PTSD, and if the communication breaks down, this is why. And it has all my
Well, you know
and
what,
I've
Chief?
had to hand that card to medical staff before
Jeff,
because I've gotten
Jeff.
so worked up about their stupid bullshit policies that it leads to fights.
Well, Jeff, man, don't even don't give them any excuse that you have. Just say, I'm a human being. You're going to do what the fuck I say.
Well,
And
I know my rights as a
you know,
patient too. I used to work in
exactly. That's
advocacy.
what I know my rights as a patient. So I don't have to show you shit. Man, like people like me, I mean, I guess me, I get really pissed off about shit sometimes. Maybe not like I used to, but man, I wouldn't have to show them a card. I'm just like, listen to my voice, listen to your brain. Why don't you fucking understand? Kind of tell them, like, that's the way I do it, man. Passion is where it's at, brother. When you know what's right, when you know what's righteous.
Well, what's right in this case is that you should have had access to the appointment that you were scheduled for.
Yeah, it
Like
was two
that's you
o'clock.
were entitled to an MRI at that time,
At 2 o'clock.
according to their own system.
This is not what it used to be, man. Not at all. You show up at your appointment at 1:30. Half an hour early, as they wanted me to. So I show up half an hour early at 2 o'clock. I sit there for half an
You were that
hour.
was you were a model patient. We love the ones that show up early.
Yeah.
We don't have to guess or question or wonder if they're coming in.
Well, guess
We
what,
can get them
man?
prepared ahead of time, get them ready to
Guess what?
go.
Everybody is considered null and void because everybody's considered stupid, I guess. And of course, a person with a brain can't think and show up an appointment. Like it's just ah, god damn, drives me insane.
Okay, just a quick Google search for those of you in the chat. The very first sentence, President Trump has stated that cuts to Medicare are off the table, but there are ongoing discussions about potential cuts to Medicaid and other health programs. So discussions for Medicaid and certain other programs.
Well,
And
Medicaid.
that's just the very first result. I haven't even finished looking at the search results list. So y'all might want to check your facts before you come in here all bold.
If who knows what's gonna happen with this guy, man? All I know is that he introduced a fucking Pfizer CEO and everybody booed him. Does that tell anybody anything?
Not really. Not. It didn't tell me anything.
No, it doesn't, because you don't know about Pfizer.
So there. If you have a source, not loss,
My
just
friend is
post it.
dead. My friend is dead because of Pfizer. And I know that with my heart of hearts, like I know the accordion, the Cajun accordion, as if you could understand that. Lex is dead because of Pfizer.
Hey, did you see that Vice magazine did a here I'll try to find it. They did a little documentary on the Cajun Mardi Gras. And they went to what's his face, Joel Savoy's house. They went to one of his Mardi Gras.
Oh man, was that in Eunice?
Uh yeah, I think it's outside of Eunice. Here, let me find I'll post it in the back.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. Fucking I wish I could come back down that way. I feel like, I mean, 2005 is a long time. That was 20 years ago. God damn. 20 years ago. I haven't been down to
You
Eunice.
went to an actual Mardi Gras?
Yeah, well, fucking in Eunice, the Eunice run,
Yeah, that's
as they call it, the Eunice run. So we went all across these like really muddy fucking
mhm.
and there's some that are mechanical wagons, some that are not so mechanical. I don't know.
They used to
Uh,
put us in the horse trailer and we'd ride behind them. All the kids would.
Yeah,
being
I
a
saw
horse
the
trailer
horses.
in our
I saw the
costumes.
horses. Yeah, man. See that's a good goddamn time, man. You don't have that kind of times in other states. That's what makes Cajun Louisiana so beautiful.
Okay, not laws. I just got your link. Medicaid and Medicaid. You might not know this because of Canada, but in the U.S., there's two different federal medical systems. One is Medicare and one is
Medicare
Medicaid.
covers more than Medicaid.
And Medicaid, a lot of Medicaid
Medicaid
is
is just like
administered at the
this.
state level. The federal
Medicaid is
government
like this.
funds some of the
Medicare is like
states that
that.
opted to have it, because not all the states do Medicaid or expanded Medicaid. So the states that do, the federal government gives them these block grants, and then the states themselves supplement that with their own money and administer the Medicaid program. Medicare is something different, and that's the
Medicare is
thing that
way
um,
bigger.
looks like it's
Medicare is
not getting
way
cut.
bigger than Medicaid. Medicare takes Medicaid and shoves it in the ground, dude. But that's that's how I know. I've lived that for a long time. So
And that's Congress. It looks like the second link you just sent me is Congress's budget. That's not anything to do with Trump. That's a whole separate branch of government that does the funding.
yeah, the fucking Congress. These fucks. They're a bunch of retards, dude. And also, our president's a retard. And the past president is more than a retard. And the one that wanted to become a president is way, way more than a retard. We got nothing left. Well, I mean, I'm sorry. We might have something left. I want to be optimistic. Ew. Optimism is. Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't think so. Um, I'm not optimistic. And I'm not pessimistic. I'm realistic.
Because it's going to affect you, right? You're on the public healthcare system.
It's going to affect everyone. It doesn't matter whether, well, disabled, okay, whatever. Anyone on Medicare, Medicaid, blah, 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 because they're disabled, there's going to be people all over the globe, all over the United States being fucked by our United States of America fucking. I hope that fucking. Well, I don't have Trump. Trump, fuck it. I don't care about any of them. They're all liars. So all I can do is hope that Trump. Actually, I have more hope in Maha,
What's
make
Maha?
America healthy again.
Oh, is that RFK's thing?
Yeah, I think about that better more, and he seems like he actually has passion for it. I saw it. I could see it in his chest. I'm sorry, man. I think he actually, but if he doesn't care, he's just like his other uh relatives. Ah, but actually, I think his uncle was taken out.
Hey Z, what's up? How you been?
He was taken out. JFK was taken out. I hate to say that.
Isn't he releasing the record, those official records that they keep saying they're going to release and they never
Well,
do?
they're never going to show the whole entirety of it. They're going to show maybe somebody was there, somebody was here, somebody was there, and then we know that that guy that shot him shot him. That's going to be the endemic or endemic. What the fuck am I talking about?
Let's
Endemic?
see. When will declassified records be released publicly? Let's see.
It will not be, right? It will not.
He signed an executive order
Yeah, he
to
could
release the
executive
remaining
order
classified files.
if he does this and if he finds out. who killed the fuck Kennedy?
And from the Martin Luther King assassinations too, and
Yeah,
Robert
yeah,
Kennedy.
yeah. He talks a lot of stuff, man.
Oh, they're supposed to. The Justice Department's supposed to issue a plan on when they plan to release them. So first they're
Yeah,
gonna release a plan for releasing them.
a plan for releasing them might mean like 30 years.
I don't know what's the
That's what
delay. That
they've
makes it
done
more
all this
suspicious than
time, man.
anything.
All this time, they have said we can release this in 20 years. We can release this in 30 years. Fuck! Dude, we're left like, yeah, okay, we
All right,
knew
he
it
signed
was
it on January 23rd, and they have 15 days from that to release a plan. So that's already passed. And then they have 45 days to put the plan together. And once the plans are in place, then it says the public will have a better idea about when the documents will be released. Why even that?
Yeah, they got a lot of psychobabble. A lot of goddamn psychobabble. Where's everybody else, man? We need some people here.
I don't know where they are.
Come on up, brothers,
There's African.
sisters. Come on, friends.
Is
Come on
anybody
up.
streaming? Let's see. Sometimes when other streams will draw away
I'll
an
put a
audience. There's
shirt on
African.
if it means. Yeah, I gotta put.
You, you,
Yeah,
you,
beardy boy.
you need to get a shirt on, buddy. You all right?
He did.
Why?
Is it
Why
warm
do I
there?
need a shirt on?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
need a shit on.
You need
I have
okay. Relax.
MS, motherfucker.
Easy, Tiger. Wow, you have been drinking, haven't you? A bit
Yeah,
out of it today, huh?
I have something that you do not.
I'm sure you have lots of things I do not.
Yeah, you've got a lot.
He's
You
making
do not
America
have.
healthy.
You do
Yeah,
not have a
making America
lot of
great
shit
again.
that
No,
I have,
relax, bro.
motherfucker.
Relax, bro.
Tell me
Yeah,
I can't fucking have a not shirt on. I
that's all
can't
right, man.
have
If
my.
you, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
God.
Oh my
Oh God.
God,
I
just
can't have
relax.
it.
That's all I
Oh
said,
my
and you get
God.
wound up by that.
Show me your tits.
Why do you get to anger so fast by me saying just your shirt off?
Because you acted like an asshole off the
I
bat.
did not act like an asshole. I just
You
said,
acted
"Where's your
like an
shirt?"
asshole off the bat.
No, I'm not.
Jeff, what do you say? What do you say?
About
Come on.
what? I want to
But,
hear what's up,
Him
well, that's
African.
acting like an asshole off the
we,
I
bat
don't have a
about
problem
not
with it.
having
It's
his shirt
my
off.
panel, so
yeah.
you're good.
We're not fighting here, friend. Relax.
I have had my shirt off
Peacemaker,
before.
huh?
There's been
Relax.
plenty of people up here with no shirt before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Fair play
why?
then. Fine. It's cool, man. Yeah.
Why?
Bro. That's cool. That's cool.
Why?
For me, it's cold here, so I'm not allowed to have my shirt off. You
You
know,
can
Take
so
your
take yours
maybe
off
shirt
I'm
if you
off.
jealous
want.
about it. You know,
All
maybe I'm
right.
jealous about it. You
Take,
know, so
take your shirt
it
off.
is cold.
Take your shirt off.
Here, I'll
Show
take.
some
I'm
of
not.
the girls, man. Take off your shirt and
Mm-mm.
drink your booze.
Yeah, man. I'm drinking my booze. I'm
What
cool.
kind what do you got? I've got some tequila.
That's why.
Here.
Dude, don't drink it neat. Oh, bro. You're gonna just
No,
get
Is
man.
this
relaxed.
the bar today? Everyone's
Dude,
gonna get a
I got
drink.
fucked in the asshole today, man. So I'm gonna drink.
Oh god. Okay.
Not
What's up, African? What's up with
not
you?
literally.
It's been a hard week, to be honest. I was down in Bristol at a port there, at a big
With
port.
work? Work?
Yeah. I
Work?
go everywhere. Yeah, this is the building. I was actually decommissioning something, so we were taking things down. But it was funny that we all got like three of us at the end. Well, halfway through, got sick, and we ate at different restaurants, and yeah, it was just weird. Like it's weird, you know what I mean? Like we all got like funny sickness. What's going on there? Where's the camera going? Am I
Oh, I'm
there?
here. So you said it was a hard week because of work? Like,
Oh well, man, it's always hard work, man. I like to make sure I graft, you know. You know? Oh, jeez. You two, you guys.
Jeez.
Mm-mm.
I'm not drinking. I'm drinking coffee. That's the
Oh,
only
okay.
difference.
Yeah, it's in the daytime. Yeah. All right. All right. I
I'm
understand.
I'm fine. I'm sorry.
That's all
My
good, man.
stomach
I don't mind.
laptop. It,
You guys are. I'm gonna say you guys are skinny. You guys are skinny fuckers.
I
Sometimes
Jeez.
it works against you.
I
You're
used to
big.
be
No, I'm not massive. I'm a good round all rounder, bro. I can go off like
I
60,
used to
70
be
hour
two
days, bro. You know, hard
I
ones.
used to be
Ectomorph.
I used to be
Yeah.
230 pounds
What?
because
What? Fat or like? You know what I mean? Like.
I used to be 230 pounds, and then I stopped eating because I was so obsessed with some bitch. And then I stopped being obsessed with her and I started eating
Oh,
again.
yeah.
And I stopped eating again because I have MS, and that was all. Whoa, that's a coincidence. Oh,
Yeah,
it's a
come on.
coincidence. No,
But
it's a coincidence.
you don't look like you have stretch marks there in that
No,
way.
I not on my no, not on my
I
face.
mean, your skin never comes kind of. I guess if you slowly lose the weight, you're right. It does weld back better. You know, it's just the expansion of it too. You should have stretch marks.
Well, I
Is
mean,
what-
that's what I thought. But like, you know, what's so funny, man? My friend pulled my cheeks out, and it looks like I had nothing but skin.
Mhm.
Like he pulled my cheeks out.
I don't
Ah!
know.
He
I
took
used
a
to be able to do it,
picture.
but I'm big now. But I can still I have stretchy skin.
No, I
I
mean
used to have.
like from like where the jaw lines, right? When you pull them out, you can see how much skin you've got.
Oh
If
yeah.
you,
I mean, how you
I
can
used
stretch.
to
Yeah.
weigh 230 pounds. Now I want 120 pounds, and now you can pull my
Half your
cheeks
weight.
out, and you can see
I
a
told
bunch.
you.
I'm 5'10".
Yeah, you're a bit over by about 20, 30%. That's not too bad. You're right.
Well, whatever. I mean, fucking. Oh,
The BMI, as they say.
I gotta pee so bad.
Go pee, man.
God damn it. No,
So,
so
Jeff, you've been good.
Yeah, I'm
Jeffrey.
I'm pretty good. I made it through my first week of work.
What
It's
are you
good.
doing?
What job you got now, Jeff?
It's just retail, nothing glamorous.
Yeah, that's cool. At least you know getting some bucks in, doing something, getting
Yeah,
money there. You know
yeah,
that's a good thing. It's always,
Yeah.
I mean, still you got the side hustle as they put it. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's a side that's exact it's a side hustle.
You know, but who knows, man? It's just you don't sell yourself to that. You know, the peaks of it. You know, most people want to hit something. They think they're going to be billionaires or millionaires. Man, that shit is just
I'll
awful.
settle for thousandaire right now.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. I work my ass off, buddy. That's why I say it's like I'm going up. I was supposed to be going somewhere. I get a phone call next week. So like I said to you before, my when my work starts, when they want me, I'll take the call, and then it's kind of long. And so I've got like I don't know. It started with 5 weeks. Now it looks like 6 weeks, and it started with 3 different places. Now it's gone to 4 different places.
That's
So
good though.
yeah, it is. It is. I mean, the worst thing is like because they're hotels and you know I really hate like I have to take my own pillows and you know what I mean. Like, I really hate that
The
shit.
traveling.
Oh god, the traveling I can deal with. That's not a problem. It's just sleeping somewhere different.
Oh,
And you know,
that's a part of the
but I
travel.
don't fuck around. I don't you know I don't jaw. If I know the city, I know the place. I'll try and have a night on my own. I'll just go and I'll meet people, but I'll make sure that you know I don't mix anything. I'll have a few beers. I'll make sure I eat. Have a night out and get back by 12. If I know the workload is fucking hectic, I'll do my own thing to meet the people. I like that. I'm a very social person and interesting. That's a good thing. So it wins on my side. You know what I mean? It does, yeah, it is. But I'm not going out there to like get laid or score or fuck around too much. I'm going to meet the people and see what's going on in their lives. You know, judge it
Has
for that.
anybody recognized you from YouTube yet? Like, hey, you're that
I think
guy
I think I
on
think so.
YouTube.
I think a few times, but
Oh.
they keep their distance, as in they know.
Oh.
As in no, because it won't be coming up and go yo, because I'm not when you see me in person, I'm not as this here. Believe me, you
Do
know
you
what I mean.
have your hats, your outfits?
It depends. It depends on what I'm doing, but generally,
Oh.
no, because I go in and work. I'm not going to go out if it's far. So if I'm going there for 2-3 weeks, then I will take a suit. I will take a few outfits, boots, and the sort to make sure I can accommodate for when I have the weekends. But generally, no, I won't. I'll just do my own thing. Yeah, it's good. Good as. Mm. It's good meeting people from everywhere
Hmm?
and being on some sites that are like seriously secure. That's what I like about it because they're so fucking secure. Many people just aren't allowed to go there, and you see things that are like, yeah, accounted where you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, that's amazing. And you're like, yeah. And most people that just work there see it as normal, but I come in and go, man, most people don't get that shit. They don't. It's just normal to them. You know what I mean?
Like in different countries.
Yeah, or secure areas. So just secure places. Ports, if you will. So
Oh, yeah.
areas you get to see in warehouses things that are unpacking or moving to and these things is some of the engines or some of the technology that's going from one country to the next, and it has to be checked and repacked and go through to get to the next onto another ship. That's the whole point. Lots of these things aren't just made in one area. They created other places, made by other groups, and then put together somewhere else. So nobody understands the whole gist of it. Making
Yeah.
it secret. Yeah. Well, I almost got took out there twice. Fuck.
Took out.
Yeah, somebody like threw something that way past my head. So
On
it came right
purpose?
off. Yeah, because they didn't. It's due care and attention, as they would say. And the other one came down like this to knock it off quickly
Oh.
enough. Well, it broke. It would have snapped my nose. Like, oh, fuck. And he was fucking trying to do something above, and I was like, what? And then it came down because he couldn't hold the weight, and I just had to fucking knock it away. Because some of the stuff are structures that we build. We're in places, and you have to you're tethered or you're up like 30, 40 meters up in the air, dealing with maybe 4 ton around you. Some of these things you have to pull together as you're bringing all this tension in. There's one guy there. You all have to see each other. It's all being lifted and put together. Crazy shit.
Wow.
Yeah, structures. You know what I mean? So it's good stuff. That's why it's like hard damn graft, dangerous but hard. But I love it, man. I must admit, I do. It keeps me grounded because then I don't just get pissed all week.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm joking. But yeah. Mm.
Well, good. You seem better. Like you said, you had a rough week. You seem already okay.
Yeah, it's because I've had a few drinks tonight with the boys downstairs. It's my birthday
Oh.
next week, and I'm not going to be
Are
around
they
today.
still there? These are your friends or your kids?
No, my friends, but
Oh, they're still there?
yeah, a couple of them. Yeah, they like
you
it.
you have company and you're streaming?
Yeah, man. I mean, they've got their own shit downstairs. They've got there's
Oh.
entertainment down there. They're fine, man. They smoke weed, they drink, whatever. If they want to
Okay.
play, whatever, man. Trust them. They know what I'm like. Whatever. If they get away from shit, they get away from their wives, their lives. They come visit. I'll cook. I'll make pizza. I chill. Sometimes, in the summer, I'm out there in the garden, and we cooking meats and stuff.
Oh yeah, like that
You know what
sounds
I
fun.
mean?
I'd
Yeah.
go hang out at your house.
Exactly.
Hanging at Africans.
Well, in England. Let's
Yeah.
hope it's still England. I'm liking what Trump's doing actually, and Elon with Doge. I'm finding it very interesting. You know, very interesting because
I
of the
wonder
way.
if we're gonna see any of that money.
I mean, it means it closes the loops. You're going to see a save of almost, they say, trillion or 2 to 3 trillion.
Wow.
You'll see a save, and
He's talking about
even
trickling
that
some of
save is
that
going
to
to make
us.
America boom, bro. That save is going to make America boom. And most people are
Oh,
like, oh yeah, but we slow. No, fuck that shit. This stuff is going. Some of it is going back like 180 years. They're using like old records, and it's weird, man. They're just using stamps that have been there, not being actually audited for years. 180 years.
he told him to stop making pennies.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
They,
too
they yeah,
expensive.
too expensive. That's right. Well, you've got enough in circulation anyway, don't you? Yeah. Doesn't matter. Yeah. And no matter what happens, I think the way that the Democrats have fucked up so bad, you know, what Trump's legacy is going to bring is fundamental to our system in the West as well. He's already trying to sort out the issue with Ukraine, and they might not like what he has said, but
He wants
nevertheless,
those minerals.
well, no, that's what Putin has done that in Donetsk as well, because that's but the lifeblood. You guys have given almost $300 billion, and that money has to be accounted for. America and Russia are going to carve that place, man. Europe's not going to like that because the EU think it can have some of that hand. It's like, no, man, you blew up the Nord too. Stupid idiot. Mm. You see that skeleton they built, that robotic system that uses
That
muscle?
that that android
Yeah,
skeleton. Yeah, I played a video of it
Godiva.
yesterday.
That
Yeah.
Godiva sort of thing. Yeah, that has been in the making for a while, and now that skin and the movements are being shown. And this is, it might be phase 5 or 6, but that stuff is it's coming, man.
I
And that is
wonder how much of
mad.
the sci-fi future I will get to see before my time here is over.
Well, who
It's
are the
right
great?
on the cusp.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we definitely are, especially us X's, because we saw the analog to the digital.
And now it's the digital to the whatever this is, the
Well,
sci-fi.
well, no, it's putting this. So they gave a scientific sort of research paper to an AI that they knew 40 years ago or something, and they said figure it out. Now it took humans 40 years or 30 years to figure this out. It took that thing like 2 weeks to figure it out. So we're testing AI to its ability of reassurance of 100%ers, where we know that it will work. And Russia's already ahead that we've created like new catalysts on Earth that are creating new chemicals that, actually aren't born on this Earth. Go figure. Good shit. Oh,
Wow.
yeah,
Well,
exactly.
not laws. You sure have the option to come up and chat
Go nuts.
if it bothers you that much instead of just criticizing from the sidelines.
Who's criticizing? I don't remember
At
this
least
shit.
he's on panel talking about something.
Mm. I've got a lot to say. Oh, that's the one. Well, then come up and say something then, buddy.
He won't.
I know you won't.
He's gonna sit there and carp
Well, no, but I
from
mean,
the
if
chat.
you think about accountability, like auditing, so what has that got to do with it? We have to audit ourselves somewhere, don't we? Oh, there we
Mm,
go.
I don't know how big I am on that. Hey, Helena,
All right.
Hi.
what's up?
No, I was just wondering, does it feel like sometimes to you guys that um there are some people they want AI to take over the world? Like Skynet?
It
Well,
doesn't feel like that to me, but I don't really pay attention to all that stuff either. So
Well, good on you.
I'm
How
still
about
wait.
you?
I'm still waiting for AI to wow me even more than it already does. It's okay at some things, but it's not that great at a lot of other things. It's still just a machine.
Yeah. Um, I don't know, but it's strange to me. AI, they're not taking the coding jobs, which to me seems like that would be the natural job they would take over, but instead they're using AI to take over creative jobs. And that does not make any sense to me.
What
They're
I don't.
taking no,
Go
they
ahead,
are.
Al.
Sorry, man. They are taking over like jobs that are going to have to do with doctors because of robotics. So that's happening. It's kind of all the what they're not doing is taking away that enterprise of the executive. I would say, the sort of like the guys that work in the councils or municipalities, and yeah, well, that's what they are. You have them there with your federal and your uh, state laws and the guys that deal with that. You know what I mean? The FBI, yeah, whatever you want to see as the object, those people's jobs can all be done now literally remotely. Our taxation system can be the same way. Our voting system can go that way. That's what the aim is. I think is to you to be, into that biometrically, so you cannot be defrauded or be somebody of fraud. To create that balance of the judiciary, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, I know, but it just seems like, oh, here's another excuse not to pay humans to work. And I don't know, then there's another segment of society. They're like, oh, I can't wait for AI. I don't know. Now, in my youth, I read a lot of dystopian science fiction, so maybe my mindset is in a different place than some people, but like Dune, for example, that takes thousands and thousands of years, ahead of where we are now. And they already went through a war where they had to actually declare that thou shalt not make a machine in the likeness of a human mind. Okay, so that's something in the books. And it's like some people seem like they're thrilled for it, but I don't get it. It's like, why? Why?
So I would say that the human endeavor is to conquer. Is to this is our world. It is all our putty. We have only time, and we want to break the foundation of the universe. Know it because that's our endeavor. No matter how we look at it, like as the Eid personally or as the collective in this and
Wait,
humanity. Yeah.
what's our endeavor now? Can you say that again?
Well, I believe our endeavor is to just, this is our world. We're here to exploit it. So the exploitation of whatever we have, so is there. It's like what the Japanese did, I believe, in World War II, is they were experimenting mad. Not alone the Germans, the Third Reich, but yeah, with that information we kept. We kept it because it was medical information. Yeah, and that we didn't go let's destroy it and not give it to the world because it was horror that came that information came from. How people there was really nasty stuff and
Yeah.
really yeah, and so inevitably that belief that we seek. It's not, I don't believe it's good, but I don't think it's impossible to stop. I believe. Right?
Okay. Um,
I
I don't
didn't
know.
understand any of that. I don't know. I'm really not familiar with what the Japanese did
Well,
in
but
World War II, other than bomb us.
no, but they were basically drowning people, fucking people, making all sorts of genetic things. That's what the Germans and
What?
didn't you know? You don't know
No,
about this.
No.
I don't know. I don't know about this.
Yeah, no. There was a whole thing about this that happened after World War II, and that information was looked at and treated in courts to say if we're going to use this information because they kept the records of this, like 100% records, how long it takes people to drown in so much water, to this, to that, temperatures, to boil, to loads of things, like fucking loads. They did it with twins. There were a big thing about the twins and trying to see if they could feel other
Yeah, that
things.
sounds more like Mengele.
No, but they did that in World War II. Like the Nazi
Yeah,
regime.
Mengele.
Yeah, okay, yeah. There we go.
Oh, like the
Yeah,
Germans, not the Japanese.
No, the
uh,
Japanese did it. We gathered the best information from the Japanese, not the Germans, because the Japanese were so precise at it. They were mad at it. They were really good. Yeah, yeah. That's how we got here.
okay.
Yeah,
Um,
you don't know that. Check it out.
yeah, I know about that, but I don't know. Do you think they're trying to prop all of us up to accept transhumanism so they can make money off of it? You know,
Why would they?
transhumanism.
Wouldn't they just do it? Why do they need to prepare us for something? They just
Um,
roll out
Well,
whatever new
well,
technology.
but Jeff, no matter what we do, we're information and we make money. A human life will always make something and do something, even if it's sitting on its ass being a junkie or robbing people. You know, whatever it is, where you are in
Or
that
hanging
life.
out on YouTube.
Oh, okay, you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm trying to be derogatory to anything, but there are bad, there is evil in this world. But again, there is like again, the backstops of why we see, jurisprudence and all that. The responsibility of us. So you are right that empire of the government to the corporate, and now even to the people itself, because we can, if you've got enough money, like Elon Musk has done. So he came from what, PayPal. Look what he's done with his PayPal. He's got a, you know, Donald PayPal bought him the White House.
well, no, I just mean like I don't know. I think some of this is directed towards one percenters, uh, rich people. Um, like for example, why would you need to do medical experiments on male mice having babies? What is that about?
Who's doing?
Are
What kind of
women
experiment?
going somewhere? Are we going to disappear?
I
You
mean,
know,
that,
it,
that no, 100% that scares me the hell. Yes, you're right. Males want to take out women. Yeah, yeah, and that's the whole sex fight about equality in this, and we're equals. Well, we really
yeah,
need one another, male and the female, the one into the next. You can't have that. It's really bad. Yeah, you're right there. I was thinking about
yeah.
like abortion laws, and the way abortions are being used in some ways. And I always think of Cartman in South Park, where he looks over the hill on his little tricycle and goes, "Oh, what's this?" And then he sells the fetuses. You're breaking my balls, because the woman in that is the product, and they want, no matter what, the genetic from everywhere. Abort, abort, because they want that genetic information to use for other things. You need a catalyst. You need a base, and human life starts at the very smallest, but you still need a catalyst, a woman, for now.
Yeah, it's frightening. It's kind of gross. Um, and I only say that it's because like I don't know why you have to put all this money into the idea that men can have babies because it's like we're not going anywhere unless you're planning on something that I don't know about. And I don't know. This is some kind of rich people thing. I yeah, I don't know.
Okay, when we talk like that, when we think about wealth and what it does, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, again, these things are just a hell of a. We seek it. Do we want it? Because of comfortability, be comfortable, to be here. We have some wealth, all of us. We're not sitting somewhere in that ooga booga. So you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we're all
Yeah.
seeking that, but yeah. Again, I do believe in, again, it has to be. This is the way it's supposed to. This is what inevitably is going to happen. I see. You can't stop it. We're just lucky enough to have been born and to be able to have the capacity to think like this and argue like this and debate and have a dialectic.
That's
In
because of
that.
the Greeks. We have them to thank.
Absolutely. I was thinking about Icarus as well because you said emotion, and Icarus, too close, and the maze and all that is very much emotion. And
I
being
was thinking of
sorry.
in the title of your show, you have the word stoic, or am I incorrect?
Oh, it's not the title, but we talked about it. It came up in the reading I did, and Joe is our
Okay.
resident stoic, so he
Well,
had some comments in the chat.
yeah, I know what stoicism is, but I have this tendency to filter everything through pop culture. Um, it resonates with people, lights up certain parts of their brain. Stoicism. Okay, so in pop culture, who is the best example of stoicism?
That's a good
Oh,
question.
yeah, well,
The
I know I have my answer, but
Oh,
what's
well,
yours?
the first. Well, you want to give it, or you want us to guess? Like, I'll
Well,
just
you
say the
can guess
first
if you
person that
want.
popped to my brain was like people like John Wayne, the stoic
John
cowboy.
Wayne. For me, do you know who it is? Uh, Bruce
Batman, James
Wayne.
Bond.
Bruce Wayne.
Oh, I got it right. I don't watch.
Yeah,
I don't
Bruce
watch a
Wayne.
lot of Batman, but
Well,
okay. Any of them? Just the character itself.
one way or the other. He was like he had two identities. He couldn't let the one identity. He couldn't let Batman bleed out into his like daytime identity. So he was actually practicing stoicism as far as I could tell.
What was it? The Bruce Wayne was the mask, and Batman was what he had to hold in or not, like
Yeah, I would say
not
that would
display.
yeah, I would say Batman was his inner self, his inner psychology. Bruce Wayne was what he had to display to get through society.
Hmm. His
Yeah.
persona.
So yeah, so I would call Bruce Wayne a practitioner of stoicism.
Yeah, I
Pause.
get. Yeah, in the sense of, God, I would Joe. Are you are you out there? Do you want to come up? In the sense that I know it through Joe. It seems to be two things, and Joe and I argue about this point all the time because I don't think I ever get it completely right according to him, but it seems to be a restraining of the emotion, a holding back of certain
Yeah.
emotions. But it also
Uh-huh.
seems to be developing a mask or a persona that you hide things behind.
Yeah.
And they could be related, but I see them as two separate things.
Hmm.
So isn't that no man's an island or every man's an island? To the point of the mirror that you see. Without you, without the people that know me, I wouldn't have a identity, right?
You wouldn't know yourself. Like, do you have an
Exactly.
identity to yourself when you're not around other
That's
people?
why no man's an island. You know, correct?
Okay,
And it
well,
does include women as well. Don't get me wrong, but it's that ideal that we mirror images of ourselves, or
Like the self is a social. So
that's
it's
the ego I thought you were speaking about. Where you want to pretend to be this because you have to, because it creates who you are. And
well,
like when I'm in a different job, I'm not this per se, but I'm kind of like like I know how to put a uniform on and act the part, and that's the position I have to be
well,
paid for. And I can't go out of those remits.
what? Yeah, I mean, I think that's reasonable, actually. And I don't know, I don't know, some of the kids, they keep saying the word authentic, and they think they have to be in the raw, and no matter where they are, it's like, I'm going to scream about my personal political belief. I don't know, some things aren't appropriate in certain environments, situations. Okay, so let me ask you guys this. Who was real, Bruce Wayne or Batman? Who was more real?
Alfred.
Um, are you going to say Alfred?
Alfred?
I don't know him enough to know. I don't really know Bruce
No,
Wayne. I kind of know the character Batman, but I don't really know Bruce Wayne that
well, no,
much.
Jeff, you know Batman basically. Okay, so Bruce Wayne, he's a boy. His parents are murdered, and he's rich, but his parents are murdered in an alley, and that forms him. Okay, so he becomes like a vigilante who tries to make things better. You can argue about whether he's a proto-fascist or not, but his whole motivation is like, yeah, I don't want to see this thing happen again to other people. Okay, so who's real? Batman or Bruce?
I would
And
say,
does it matter?
I think they're both real.
well,
Yeah, they're both real.
But like, which one's the mask? Which one's the authentic
Yeah, exactly.
person?
Yeah, yeah, and is the mask the real? And I don't know. I don't know. So that's just something I've been thinking about. Yeah. What do you guys think?
That's a good question because I don't know. And Joe's point is that the mask, through the use of the mask, you become like it's kind of both real because
or
the
what,
mask is as much a part of the person as the person using the mask, and through the use of the mask, they become a new person in the process that's just as real as who they were before, something like that.
well,
Uh-huh.
one thing is, it's like the opposite to Superman, isn't it? Clark
Oh,
Kent is Superman's alias, where Batman's alias is you know your boy. Yeah.
well, he's a little different. He did have two identities, that's true. But think about Superman. He was he didn't have any control. He didn't have a lot of complications. It's like, I'm going to do good because doing the right thing is the right thing to do. Now, he did have to adopt the identity. He had to dumb himself down. That's true. That's true. He's not as complicated as Batman, though.
But it happened to Bruce when he was a child, so the trauma of that. But it was again the butler who kind of maintained his understanding of his heir, of his rather than when the company was given to him. So he
Yeah,
was brought up like this because of the butler. So clearly the family knew that he was the guardian, would have been godfather to them, knowing their secret anyway. So I would say that the family itself had so much, and not just stupidity. And so
yeah.
they made sure that if this happened to them, they would have created something that is vengeance against an evil of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Batman's, get him, rather than Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is there to hold it together, the glue. Batman's there to almost unpick it or audit it rather. Yeah, auditing is a good word. They use it a lot these days, but nevertheless unpick it to find
Yeah.
the rot within that and try and make it right. Because a lot of the time it's extremely violent. These graphic novels, in terms of not the the pictures, in terms of the storyboard. Yeah.
Um, okay. All right, I gotcha. Um, okay. Do you think it's immoral to have an alter identity for you to get work done?
Immoral.
To
Yeah.
get work done. How do,
Yeah.
do you mean like I shave my beard off and then I shave my hair off and then I grow it again the next day? Like,
No.
so I'm, nobody. I mean, I think honestly, I am myself. People who know me, I'm a jugular guy, so I'm rough and ready. I don't fuck, but I'm very. I'm not rude. I'm clean. I don't drink or smoke at sites or work or any of that stuff. Yeah, I get home. I I chill out. I don't fuck around. I don't go to whorehouses. I'm all right, you know.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
understand that most people are who knows their background. They come exactly to work, and then they go back home, and that's why like death after um, retirement for many males is like within sometimes 5 to 10 years after retirement, because they come home or they stay home and they realize they have no friends, they forgot who they were, they only go out with this amount of people, they have no hobbies, they don't keep things going in their heads and in their bodies, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean, but um I don't know. Going through the pop culture lens again, that's how I filter things. Are they Superman, Batman, whoever? They have alter identities. Are they being immoral by doing that?
In what way? And according to what system of morality?
Well, I like that question. I would say
Yeah.
yes. I would say yes. You're right.
That's you think it's
Well, in some ways, yeah. Because if you're not gonna, if okay, so if you can't do that, what are you doing? You're deceiving everything, even if it's for a virtue, what you believe is a virtuous thing. Some people will agree, some people won't, but they won't know who you are. So you'll be creating in that a sort of a faction ideal for undermining what you're standing for. You know what I mean? So you actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's nefarious. Yeah, I never thought about that. That's
well,
clever. Yeah, it is. That's how I see it. Yeah.
I don't yeah, actually, honestly, I like what you said, but I don't think they were being immoral. I think it was I think what they were doing was sort of out of
No.
necessity.
But hang on, hang on. It'd be immorality or morals, as you put it, are only judgment by the peers or the way that the state would say these laws are this and these laws are that. So the reinforcement of, right? So
Yeah.
things like this change rapidly in reality, and they've been slow for this time, right? Because most people don't understand those the way it has been for like in perpetuity to where we are in this age, the end of modernity. They call it the enlightened age now, right? We've hit the enlightenment. Is this enlightenment? I thought enlightenment was,
Well,
like the
relative to what came before it, it is.
of course, but we're putting
Yeah.
so much into something, things change, things ebb and flow. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, great discussion. This.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that whew, I can't be myself in the raw in public life because sometimes I'm emotional. And I know that if I show that, I'll be judged.
Are you afraid of that? Are you?
Yes.
I mean, why? I mean,
Because they
oh, why? When you show emotion, are you showing it in a visceral crying way, or are you showing it in a passionate, like I'm telling you off way, or is it? Yeah, wait.
no, like
Well, how
I
would
don't
you
know.
explain?
Like let's say I raise my voice, okay? And I've been punished before for doing that, even when
By
I'm just
who?
defending myself.
The
And it's
nuns.
like, okay, well, I don't know. Part of me said, all right, you got to hide that now because people just say you're difficult and you're being,
Okay, so
Just tell them you're
strange.
Italian,
no, I'll get to the
so you're
joke a
Oh,
from
I
little bit
can't do
later.
Sicilia.
that, Jeff. I can't
Why?
do that. They
What? I
already
tell them I'm
know.
Cajun. What is it? Do you think it would be different if you were male? Is it like a
Oh,
female
I don't
thing?
know. I don't know. But I mean,
I mean, hang on. I believe that you've been reinforced to these ideas, so you're
yeah,
scared of approaching this, so you don't know how to approach it in that regard. And it's not a bad thing. I've always known how to fire people. When you have to tell them things, you do it like a sandwich, don't you? Give them the bread first, and then a nice filling, and then the bread later. You're doing
Just give me the
it.
meat.
It works, but it's also how you do it. The eyes. Nevertheless, I'm not trying to like piss on your rainbow here, but
no,
it's no, it's not. It's because it's hard to say it, but don't let people do that to you. As in,
Yeah, I
if
know.
you
I
really,
know.
I mean, it's hard. Again, if you're going to do it, mainly, many people don't understand. Orientating it to them. Being vocal about it rather than just the emotional hold it up and then it bursts out.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
Uh,
A little bit of it came from childhood, but which is strange.
yeah, it all comes from
Uh,
yeah, it all does. All of us does. From like
yeah.
Do you, but like, okay, outside of a work setting, I guess where the consequences are hard, do you have the choice to not restrain yourself and just go ahead and be emotional regardless? Who cares if
No.
you're judged?
No, that's not really a choice because if I raise my voice or I show those emotions, it's I don't know, they'll send a report to HR. So,
yeah, but he's saying outside of work, not.
Yeah, outside of work. But
outside of
even I
work?
mean,
Okay.
even at work, you have a choice. It's
You
just
do have a
it's an
choice.
understandable
All right.
choice.
Well, okay. Outside of work. No, I'm just that I'm just crazy or difficult.
Oh
So
shit! Yeah.
you'll
But
find people that
this is
Wow.
anecdotal. This is
Yeah.
anecdotal.
Are you self-destructive in yourself? I can ask that. Do you have a
What do you mean?
self-destructive sort of notion? So, do you feel? I know that you're not worthy. There's. Do you have that in you? Do you feel that? I get.
No,
Yeah,
you know what? I think I
I
know what
feel
you're touching
regularly.
on. I
Oh
think
no,
I
but
know what you're touching on here. Um,
it's the self, isn't it?
wait.
It's like
I want to hear it. Let her go ahead.
sorry.
there is a part of me, it's like what you actually are, who you are. It's never actually going to be good enough. So you have to tailor things depending on what situation you're in. I don't know where I got that from, but yeah, it's like if you show yourself, in the raw, without filters, it's like nobody will like it, so you have to edit yourself. Yeah.
Are you a people pleaser?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would make it
Damn,
because
damn, Jeff. So am I.
I just take the consequence. Like you will find people that don't react that way. So it just filters out the people that are not going to appreciate you for who you are, and it leaves the ones that will. But but I'm not a people please either, so I don't care. I'm not because you said you're not good enough, but by somebody else's standards, you're not good enough
Yeah.
for somebody else for what they want from you, because you're
Yeah.
trying to please their expectations.
Yeah. For example, yeah, I've had boyfriends who they like me because what I present is like independent, funny, whatever. And but God forbid I show an emotion too strong and then
That's
they like ignore me and that hurts. That
Well,
hurts really
they're
bad.
not men, darling. They're
But
not
they're not.
men at
Yeah,
all.
they're not interested in who
They're
you
not
are.
men. They're not men. They. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Okay.
But
Well,
if somebody really, I believe, if someone cares for anyone, it's unconditional in a way. There is that's the horrible thing. Is like you feel that fluffiness.
yeah.
There's something there. You get through that that sort of honeymoon period, no matter what. These days, it's like this for them. It's like the gratification is bang, 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 and so they don't even know themselves to know who they are. So there's such
Yeah.
complications with opening up as relationships with couples.
Have you
That's why
had
we have.
boyfriends that weren't that way?
Well, no, I mean, well, with the collapse in the Western Foundation, with our sorry, in the West, with rates of fertility, is because they're getting and shaking up in their 30s, and they should be doing it in their 20s, and having
Hmm.
kids throughout that, and having that ability to do that, and security to do that. A mortgage or a house, somewhere grow, good schools, blah blah blah. Doesn't happen now, does it? Got to be
Yeah.
of a certain area, or you just got to just do it, and then you like this class or that class. You don't get that drive for, and also that ability to
Yeah.
yeah. So sorry, I'm not. I'm just letting off because it
Or
does.
have
It
you
hurts.
had boyfriends that are not?
Yeah.
thrown off by your emotions or reject you for having an emotion?
Um, hmm. No,
Oh.
yeah. So, I rein myself in. That's why I'm interested in Stoicism and why I was talking about Bruce Wayne. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't
I'm
know.
always suspicious when emotional expression is being stigmatized because I think it's healthy for people to
Yeah, I do
have and
too.
feel and express their emotions.
Yeah, I do too. Um, but I just got sick of it, and it's like, people like when you're, I don't know, being the way I am, it has been useful in some ways. I don't judge people. It's not my style. Uh, I'm good with students, and I could just listen to them, and if they want to pop off, it's like, yeah, I can do this, and I'm not shocked. And when I was a reporter, it's like, no, I'm not going to judge you, just talk. It's
Hmm.
okay. I guess what it is, it just hurts that I never got that in return from anyone. So, yeah,
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 I
that's
get
all.
that. I
Yeah,
think the amount of people that are able to reciprocate that are smaller than the
I guess
people
so.
that you're able to do it for.
Yeah,
And which it's a gift on your part. Like the fact that you could do it for so many people when they can't do it back indicates that it's something you have that's very special. It's just harder to find it when you need it.
yeah, yeah, and just like 2 days ago, a neighbor, he did what did they call it? An emotional dump on me.
Oh,
So he helped me with something with my laptop, and it's like, yeah, it's cool. It's friendly. And I don't know, 2 days later, he called me and he started crying about like his divorce and all this stuff that was going on with him. And I took it all in, and I wasn't judgmental or anything. And then a day later, he sent me an email apologizing for doing that. So what does that mean? And it's like, yeah, I took it all in because that's what I trained myself to do. And but I resent the fact that I have to be self-conscious when I have an emotion. But that actually happened to me 2 days ago. Yeah.
so you don't
Jeff,
mind taking
Jeff,
it like doing that for other people as long as you
Jeff,
get it when you need it in return from
Jeff,
somewhere.
sorry to interrupt. Could you, is Beaumont Buster still here? Is that right?
I
Stay.
don't know. We might have lost him.
Yeah, drop him off then.
Busker, I'm gonna
No,
drop
he's
you. Just
he's
come
been
back
in
on
the
if
lower hand corner.
I mean,
Yeah,
he. I'll just leave him there. He's fine. He's
he's all right. Yeah? He's probably passed
asleep.
out there like this.
Maybe so. He's
I reckon he was, man. He was showing me his bottle of, tequila.
yeah.
What,
Yeah,
what,
not like yeah, Helena. I don't know if you know this. Joe and I are talking about female tears tomorrow
What?
on our show. Yeah,
Really?
how women use tears to get what they want.
Oh, you mean as manipulation?
Yeah, it's manipulation.
Oh, I wouldn't dare, because somebody would say, she's trying to manipulate me. So that's not
It
how I
works
trained
though.
myself to
God
do.
damn it! We're gonna read some
When?
tweets
When
from
does it work?
people. It's tweets
no,
from fathers that are
hang on.
raising children and
No,
how
no,
they respond
yeah.
to their daughter's tears differently than their
Yeah, I know,
sons.
but
Is what
maybe their
started
daughters are
this,
just crying.
huh?
No. That's the same thing as Oedipus and Electra. Sorry. That goes back to the Greek thing, right? The Oedipus and Electra.
Uh huh.
That's how it is because we're different sexes. So we have that notion of what it
Like it
is.
affects them differently. That when
It
they see
affects mother and
a daughter
father,
crying
niece,
than when they see
daughter
a
and
son
child
crying.
and
They
son.
tell the son like, "Oh, suck it up."
No,
It's no
I
big.
mean, it's not. No, no, it's not necessarily even that. It's just how it is for the woman to the boy, to the woman to the woman, to the man to the boy. You know, some people go, "Oh, it's my firstborn son. He's my heir," and puts everything on him. But once the daughter comes in, it's a whole fucking different ball game. You know what I mean? And again, mainly it is. You know, if you don't separate that, in modern times we've had women raise us, not men. So it's that has,
Yeah.
I was raised by
created.
women.
Exactly. No,
Well,
I was completely. Yeah, yeah. And I respect women. Like, I don't see, I really, you have no idea if I do.
Lou, it's how to tell. That's what we're going to
Very
talk
much.
about. Like how, because sometimes they're genuinely crying out of
Woman.
pain or distress.
well,
But
to be honest with you, when I would cry or something when I was a girl, my parents would yell at me.
oh,
So
like
maybe
take like
that's not
stop
typical.
crying. Oh, so it
Yeah,
didn't
it's
work
like,
with
oh
you.
God, what's wrong now?
Yeah,
And
but
and so
so
I got this weird, you know,
you're an only child.
who me? No, I have a brother, an older brother. Yeah.
Not lies. You do not work with 300 women. Come on. So getting back to the emotion, the neighbor and the emotions thing. Do, it sounds like you don't have a very good support system for your own emotions when you
Yeah, I
need it.
think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right, Jeff.
Don't say that, Jeff, because you've
Well,
got
she
a
just
chair.
said I was right.
No, but she's got a chair. You've got to be impulsive about
Yeah.
that. You've got a chair. We're your emotional support. We're
Well,
going to
I'm
get you
trying.
out of that. So
Yeah, I
you
mean, you're
go
welcome to
upstairs
come have
tomorrow and go,
emotions here
I'm not
anytime you
happy
want.
with this.
Everybody knows this is
Yeah.
definitely the channel you can come and have your
Yeah.
emotions.
Will you heal yourself where the healing begins? The self comes out. Yes. That's the beautiful thing about OSA was it the phoenix is when you understand your weakness and everything that
Uh-huh.
is so fragile about you and you just break from it. And you understand that you're no better than humility is such a good thing, but it's how you handle it and knowing that, not
I
being a
wouldn't
fucking
know.
fool. No,
Humility, I wouldn't know. Jax, is that like a cat? Like how a cat mimics the human child so that the humans will adopt it and take care of it? That's a tried and true strategy, even in the animal kingdom. That's some powerful forces we're dealing with if that's the case.
Yeah.
That's not going away anytime soon.
Hmm.
I even have a hard time turning away a cat when it
Oh,
when it does its little. It knows how to work you with its meow.
yeah, it's funny. They're only semi-domesticated. Uh, Unlike dogs, they're well, you know, they're fully domesticated, but cats are semi-domesticated, and they still know how to do that. Yeah. Or
Kenny, I
maybe
love you as much
maybe
as
they're just
anybody.
being
Anybody.
themselves. Yeah.
well, they did prove that cats understand us. They just don't give a shit.
They know they want their
Yeah.
food. They're working us, but it works. Even when I know that's
Yeah,
what they're doing, it still works.
no, no, no. Cats,
Yeah,
cats are
it's a little
fun.
weird. Their story is a little different than dogs. It's a
Yeah.
little different. Um, when people started to make silos and fill them with grain, what would happen is rodents would come out and try to get at the grain. And then what would happen is that cats would come out and try to get the rodents. And then humans thought, oh, wow, look at that. They're cleaning up the rodents. So sometimes they would do nice things for the cats, might feed them occasionally. The cats were still like, yeah, you're okay. Yeah, thanks. But I'm still going to hunt the mouse.
Yeah,
And
hang on, when you don't have that, cats become and dogs become feral, correct?
they can be, yeah.
Yeah, no, but they
Yeah.
can. It's like when you take a pig. If you take a domestic pig and put it out in the wild, within 3 months it will grow tusks and become a boar. Do you know that?
Wait,
So
in what time span?
3 months. 3
3
months. It'll take
months.
3 months. It will take a domestic pig to become a boar. Basically, it starts growing tusks at that time. The
Wait, is
genetic,
that
yeah,
true?
yeah, yeah. It's there. Yeah. Yeah, you'll check it out. Yeah,
They become feral, it
yeah,
says.
but it becomes a ball. It starts to grow tusks. It comes out, and
Hmm.
they're wild things, and that's the same as like you say. We keep it in that position. I would say if you had to remove them, they become feral and they become dangerous to us as well.
Well, well, I was just trying to say, cats kind of domesticated themselves, whereas humans domesticated dogs. But that's all I was trying to say. Nervous
But
Oh,
systems.
because dogs were useful to us too.
yeah, I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
They could
Well,
fetch the birds when we killed them. They could pull our sleds. And cats
yeah.
don't do anything for us other than make us feel a
yeah,
certain type of way.
Well,
but
they are good for
it's
rodent
more, isn't
population.
it?
They are
Oh,
good for
right,
that.
yeah, I guess the
Well, and
Yeah,
rodents.
birds. Like
But they would
that,
be doing that anyway, even without us.
yeah,
I
exactly.
guess
And
I
we've made
guess
it
so,
worse.
but I don't know. I mean, if you ever had a cat and
I
you know,
do. I do
well,
have a cat. I do have a cat, and then
you
this
have a
cat was
cat.
never mine. It was never here. It came from next door. It was abused, and it stays. I love
Oh,
her, man. No, she's cool. She's crazy. She runs like a dog to me sometimes. It's like when I'm away. Oh my god, she just pisses everyone
Kitty,
off.
I love cats.
Yeah,
I don't. You're. I don't know
well,
what you're
I'll try bringing
hearing.
her in. I'll show you.
no.
I'm,
Something happened.
I don't have any illusions about cats, but I love them, and
Well, I
their
don't either.
powers still work on me. I love them more than women, probably. When I see a woman cry, I feel nothing. Because I don't trust their tear. I don't. My default
Oh,
assumption is they're trying to manipulate and deceive,
well,
and I
you
just
see,
gray
I
rock.
wouldn't cry in
When
front
a
of
cat
people.
starts its thing, even if I know what it's doing, I fall for it every time. So a cat has
Okay.
more power over me than a woman does, actually.
Yeah, that's why I don't cry in front of people. Okay, so no, the cat thing. They're semi-domesticated, but they still do things. They like if you have an outdoor cat, they'll still they'll catch something like a mouse or something or a squirrel. They'll leave it outside your door
Yeah, they're
as a
trying to
type of
teach you how to
tribute.
kill the bird.
I think it's a tribute.
It depends on the woman, Lou. It really does. But I've had a lot of like weird games and shit played on me by women, so I'm very cautious around them. And I trip their alarms constantly. They have like a very highly sensitive alarm system that gets
You
tripped by
you
me all
trip
the
their
time in a way that
alarms?
men don't.
You trip their alarms?
Yes, all the time.
What do you mean?
One
What do you
wrong
mean?
little word or like
Oh,
even moving the wrong
well,
way.
yeah, I don't know. It sounds like you're talking about woke shit, but
Yeah, yeah, I've heard that before, not lost, that there's even women that find other women difficult.
well, yeah, I mean, okay. One time I was in college and I was answering the phone because I work for the school newspaper, and some girl asked for another girl who worked at the paper, and I said, "Oh, she's not here. Do you want to leave a message?" Okay, days later, the girl in question, she said, "Yeah, she told me, she told me you asked her to leave a message." And then the girl said, "You sounded like a bitch." And I'm like, "What?" All I said was, "Do you want to leave a message?" So I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know. It's like, so, okay, all this shit over time, you start to edit yourself. Okay, it's like, I don't know, anything could offend anybody
Yeah, I don't
at
edit
any
myself
time.
over that.
Well,
You're
it's
right. It
stupid.
opens it up for abuse. Anybody can be offended by anything, so I don't worry about it.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
If someone gets offended, that's their I have nothing to do with people's sensibility and their sense of offensiveness. I have no
Yeah, I
control over that.
know.
If
I
they get
know.
offended by something, that's them. That's for them to deal with.
Well, I know, but they can go on and they can say, "Oh, that person was bitchy to me. I don't like that person."
Good.
and it could affect
I
other
don't want those people in
things.
my life anyway. If so,
Well, I
good.
don't
That
want them
just
in my life either, but like I don't know. Sometimes this affects you, like like I don't know if you want to change jobs or something, and you have one person in one department, and they're like, oh, in their head, they're like, oh, they did this one thing, and I didn't like it. It it didn't, I don't like what they said. And it's like you were just being like normal, but to them, it was like something offensive or like that bitch thing I said. And it's like, well, what am I going to do about that? You know? So I don't know. So I edit a lot, you know.
yeah. I try to not have jobs where I'm at the mercy of that. It's happened plenty of times, but I usually don't last long.
Well, you can tell me more about that. Yeah. Yeah. Because I think that's most jobs.
Especially
Um,
jobs with women in them. That's where it happens. Usually when I'm working around men, or mostly men, or the supervisor's male, I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. If a supervisor is female or there's a lot of female coworkers, that's when I have to worry about it. And I can never fully relax and just
why would
be
they not like
comfortable
you
in the
though?
job.
Why would they not like you though?
Oh, all kind of reasons. Some of them find me scary, intimidating, threatening, uncomfortable, creepy, threat
Okay.
and
Okay.
um I'll tell you my theory of the real reason, but another thing I encounter a lot is I have a very strong work ethic, and then it makes them look less competent at their job because they can't
Oh.
match what I bring
Mhm.
to it. I think that women communicate off of these nonverbal signals, like these little emotional pings they give each, like, and it doesn't work on me. If a woman starts signaling something to me,
Yeah,
I'm
but
not going to
yeah,
respond
but
to
you're
it, and it
gay
freaks
though.
them out because then their
No,
powers don't work. Like
yeah,
they can't
but
communicate
hang on.
emotionally.
They
Hang
have
on.
powers?
Is it? But is yeah, because he's gay. I'd say. Is
No,
that
no,
right?
I think it's more the autism than anything else. Because
No.
even on gay people, it works. Like if a woman signals distress or anger or irritation or
Yeah, but that's
moodiness,
because of
people
how.
will adjust
No, but
themselves to her
that's
signal, and I
preservation.
don't do that at
Yeah,
all.
because
If they have to verbally engage with me, their
yeah.
little
Well,
emotional
uh,
signaling is not going to work on me.
so you need like a context and why I'm crying sort of thing.
Yeah, just
Why are
use
they
words.
crying? They'll be
If you
like,
have a
yeah,
problem
yeah,
with me, just tell me, and then I will probably tell you that well, that's your problem. I have nothing to
yeah.
do with
I mean,
that.
I completely get with you
And then
there.
they freak out because they lose that lever of control that they
I know,
had. They're used to
cool.
having over people from
I mean,
using their
Yeah,
emotions to kind of manipulate the
I mean,
interaction.
how long do you think women had that though?
oh
It's
man,
probably
forever,
evolutionary.
forever, man. Yeah, from day one. I mean, Adam and Eve.
There's probably
Adam and Eve?
Well,
monkey
because Eve,
animals
isn't it?
that
The
do
whole
it.
story of
Who's
Eve is like, well,
Mucky?
no. What do you mean the
Primates.
monkey? Not the
Oh,
primate. It's well, Adam and Eve is like when the primate become aware, if you will. If
yeah, I
it was
know,
that as a
but
notional story, as in a predictive of why. I mean, they say that there was nothing; it was void, and then there was light, and they have done they've managed to find a camera that got into a egg and sperm and watched it become alive, and it was light. So as soon as the sperm hit the egg to become the child, a bright light came around the egg.
Where are you taking us?
Well, that's the
I
point of
haven't
the Adam
heard
and
this
Eve,
one.
isn't it? The Eve is just the fall of man. So she was always had that power over us, the woman. They give us birth
um,
as men.
um,
Well, well, what's that there? But
okay, so like, um, hmm, oh, maybe I shouldn't say it, but for a long time, women in America, you know how they wanted the vote and they didn't have the vote at first. Okay, that took over like 100 years. Men aren't pushovers. You're not pushovers. So it's saying that I mean, I know things are different right now, and I completely can see it, but historically, men are pushovers. We can't just make
They
you do
are.
anything we want.
Men
I
aren't.
think that's how we ended
Historically.
up with feminism and wokeness because they
Well,
just couldn't say no.
what was it like? Is it law and horse, isn't it? The first jobs in the world or professions were lawyers and horse. You have to have the
Whores or
horse, as in
horse?
flat horse.
Horsemanship or
Oh, I thought it was
Laws and horse, or
horsemanship?
no,
lawyers.
I thought it was midwifery.
Well, nevertheless, it's the ownership to the selling, and I would, somewhat always agree with you there that men undertake women completely all the time, and this Equality Act is fundamentally destructive to both men and women because it's trying to put something in that women believe is historically incorrect, which is right. I'm not disagreeing, but now the equality is coming in. It's never going to be that way. We have to have men enforcing that.
Well,
It's true. It's a really dangerous sort of precedent that we had. We should understand that. In Africa, when I was growing up there, believe me, I saw some fucking terrible things, terrible, and how
yeah,
men treat women and girls,
yeah,
and boys, So
yeah,
it's equal ways, isn't it? Like when does the
yeah.
yeah. uh, You were saying in the beginning anyway, that's the scariest part, are men trying to get rid of women because of that whole maternity birth thing. And it is kind of creepily enough.
Well,
Oof, it's
I
kind of
can't help
scary.
it. I read a lot of dystopian science fiction, and so I could tell you about a lot of different books I read, but I'm not going to. And no, it's like, why are you trying to why are you trying to grow children outside of a womb or a woman? It's like, are we going somewhere? Are you planning on doing something
Well,
to
they have
us?
fake wombs now. They have those rubber
Yeah,
wombs
but
that
they
you
don't
can grow
work,
things in.
Jeff.
But
That's that.
yet, they don't work yet.
Yeah, but you can't replicate placenta, and placenta is like everything, and you can't replicate some of this stuff.
You're gonna be
Yeah,
able
but
to
you can,
3D
you
print
can
that
source
shit
it.
soon.
Hang on, but you can source it, can't you?
Faucet.
That's you can source it as in through abortion clinics. You can source it
No,
and bring it
no,
together.
no, no,
Yes,
no,
you
no,
can.
no,
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
no. When it's removed from the body,
Oh, yeah,
it
that's
doesn't
right. Yeah,
work.
yeah,
It
that's right.
doesn't work.
To disconnect from the woman. Oh God.
Yeah, that's it.
No.
That's it. It's
Yeah, it's
gone.
right. Oh God, yeah, it's right. Sorry. Yeah, yeah. I was wrong.
Yeah, and so I don't know why they're. I don't know. I don't know if this is some kind of. I don't know. I think that whole thing is like.
But I do believe that. That somebody has told me that as well. I really have. That men want to get rid of women. And I'm like, what? Why would
I
men
don't
want to get
know.
rid of
I
women?
mean, if I said it,
No, 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 no. You're
everybody would
absolutely
yell at
no,
me. But it's
no,
like,
no, no, no. I'm 100% with you, man. It's true. It
but I don't
really
know why
should
you would
be.
even if that would even be a thing.
I don't
It's like, why is that even a thing? It's like there are plenty of
because
women around.
because men can hand job themselves or get something that gratifies them, and you can change that to love and communion with a woman. That's true. Lots of the time, it
Yeah, I
isn't
know.
just it isn't just that. You can. What did they say? Love is time
I read
over
it yesterday. Love is patient.
over time, isn't it?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know that quote. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Yeah, it's from the
I don't know
Bible,
that one.
Corinthians.
Oh, yeah, I don't know my Corinthians really well. Um,
Love is
no, I don't
patient.
know. It's
Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. There's a whole 4 verses about it.
uh okay. All right. No, but when I hear about transhumanism, it's like they want us to be the opposite of human, and I don't understand why people are so psyched.
My ex was a
Not that
transhumanist, and he
your
hated his
ex?
body. He was looking to transcend
That's terrible. That's
the
actually
body.
quite terrible.
And
That's terrible.
his dream was to like download his consciousness into a computer so he could live forever
Okay, all
without a
right,
body.
all right. Okay, this is another problem I have. How the hell do you
No,
download
Wait,
consciousness?
let me.
hang
You
on. This is
don't. These people are great.
no,
You
no, no, no.
don't.
You guys are gonna love this, aren't you? So to trap a soul, to trap your soul, you cannot let it die. Yeah.
Well,
When no, if you don't let it die, you chain it. That's hell. That's what Satan wants. And what you were saying is, well, no, it comes to fruition. Why is it
Oh my
ignored on
god.
that? It's still happening. You say like they don't know how to do it. They're still mapping the brain. We're trying to. AI is helping us. We got mRNA, EMR, all sorts of other things that
uh,
are. Yeah, I mean, give or take. What's it? Maybe 3-4 generations from now.
oh, well,
Is
I'm not
it?
sure what your thesis is, but
Okay.
um, okay. So a lot of people who believe in like, oh, I can download my consciousness to a computer, blah blah, and I'll live forever. It's like these same people, they think religion is stupid,
Hmm.
and it's like, wait, do you believe in a soul? Do you believe what you're talking about, what they're talking about to me, it sounds like they're gonna, create a program that pretends to be you. Otherwise, you can't download your soul, and I'm gonna say it. I believe in a soul, and it's like you can't capture that into a machine. It's it's absurd. You're just teaching a machine to pretend to be you. So I don't get it.
Oh, I don't
But
either.
go ahead, let loose, go.
Hey, Mr. B. No, is that the I saw? Is that the where you don't buy anything, and they have another version of it where you call customer service or you shop at stores, you try to return a bunch of stuff to jam their like return like the customer service counters. It's like to strike blows against the oligarchs that are ruling society. You stop buying things and you try to return everything on that one day. No, I'm not doing any of that stupid shit. It sounds dumb. I like capitalism. I'm trying to support it, make it better,
Yeah, I like it
thrive.
too. I like it
I
too.
mean that's
Yeah.
Protestantism, isn't it? Being a Protestant, you guys stop being a Protestant.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, how's it? Is it? I know it's anti-capitalism, and
I know, but
it's the DEI people that I'm seeing it on their social media
oh
feeds.
man,
But
dude, man, this
how
stuff.
is it connected directly to
Hang on,
DEI?
but well, it's all connected to AI because the AI is actually
No, no,
doing an audit.
DEI, not AI.
DEI, what?
Hopefully, there's not DAI. Oh God,
DEI, what the hell is that?
you know that the wokeness.
What?
Come on, Africa, where you been?
Well, hang on,
How long you been on this channel?
I'm a bit deaf, man. Tell me what?
Uh, Wokeness,
Oh,
diversity,
sorry.
equity, and inclusion.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
Uh,
I'm just like, yeah, tired and I'm getting drunk now. Because
Oh,
Oh,
they're specifically targeting the versions I've seen is
oh yeah,
just
because they
all
waste of money. Because they
corporations.
waste of money, man. They're not producing anything, bro. They don't have any actual fucking value. Their value is like almost like an existential piece of shit. They've been sending billions into this, man. This is funny. And you know what? It's his first start. He wants to go into where's your gold reserve? Oh man, let's go see that gold. Let's go see it. Where is it? The gold reserve of America. Fort
Isn't
Knox.
it in Fort Knox?
Yeah,
Do they
let's
still
go
keep
see.
it there?
He's
yeah.
going. He's going. Let's go see it. He's going. That's what he's doing. He's going all the way back to say, now we need to see where the gold is to value all this
Where
stuff
y'all
that we
got y'all's
waste.
gold?
Oh, dude, this is like pure brilliance. I love it. And it's also what China has been doing like for too long, man. China has been fucking harvesting our information left, right, and center. You know, for everyone over any period of 30 years of it, they've been doing more and more and more and more and more. Mad.
Yeah. Um, oh, rats. I forgot what I was gonna ask. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
Maybe it'll
sorry.
come back. Is it
Yeah,
related to?
it was
Oh, we
related to
were talking about
something.
AI and that kind of like transhumanism and
Um,
future stuff.
yeah, I'm not sure. Sorry, I forgot. Sorry, guys.
Don't be sorry. What do
That's
you
your
mean? We
faulty
don't even
human
know. We don't.
brains.
How can you be
There's going
sorry
to be
about
an
that? Don't
improvement.
Yeah, well, I
apologize.
told you guys,
No,
I got done telling a
we,
story about how I shield my
no.
emotions.
Yeah, we got
So
it. There
you
we
say
go.
sorry a lot, you know?
Yeah, he said, don't do that. You're not sorry
All
for
right,
that. You've done
all
nothing
right.
for that. It's all good. I'm sorry for just chatting over you and probably making you
Well,
forget
stop
that.
doing it. That's the best way to show you're
No, it
sorry.
wasn't.
I'll go away now. Shut up.
You don't have to
No,
go away.
I don't know. Yeah, it'll come back, but or maybe it won't, and it'll come
Hey,
back at some
Joe, we
other
were
time.
talking about stoicism earlier.
Yeah,
We were
Bruce
wondering
Wayne.
if you were around. Helena's familiar with it, and
Yeah,
she holds her emotions in because of
yeah,
conditioning and people
yeah,
pleasing.
yeah,
And we
yeah.
were talking. Oh, this we were talking about Batman being
Yeah.
an illustration of a stoic, and which one's the real person, Bruce Wayne or
Which one
Batman?
is the
Who's the
real
mask, and
person?
who is the person
Right.
wielding the mask?
Is Bruce Wayne the utility personality? And is Batman the actual personality?
Oh,
And
Joe talked about this. Batman is the real person
yeah,
because
quite possibly.
he became the mask.
Yeah, I can believe that. Yeah,
Yeah, we Mr. B, we talked about that. Helena quoted that actually, like
yeah.
about 20, 30 minutes ago. That very quote came up.
Hmm.
Wow, all kind of convergence happening here today.
Mm, yeah. Oh, so when you talk about heavy subjects, I find it useful to filter them through pop culture because I don't know, certain parts of your brain light up and you're like, oh, I know that. And like, oh, I know that example. Yeah, I find it very helpful. Um, you know, as opposed to going to, well, I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, so if you're talking about Stoicism, yes, Bruce Wayne is a very good way to go through it. Um, but yeah, I mean, obviously, Bruce Wayne cultivated his daytime personality, obviously, and he has the trauma. He doesn't show it. But then he goes out at night and he beats up bad guys. It's like, which is real? I don't know. So I think I tend to think that Bruce Wayne is more the fake persona. Yeah. And, I don't know, people in the comments, they can say why they think differently. You know,
And is his only power the utility belt? Is that all
he
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 has?
does not have superpowers. He's one of those heroes that, he has massive self-defense skills. He has some tech and all that, but he doesn't have like a superpower like flying or teleporting or something like
He's
that.
just an ordinary guy with fancy
Yeah, yeah,
gadgets.
yeah. Trained, of course, and he's rich, and that helps too. Because where the hell would he get the car and the guy, and all the other stuff? But he is a trained fighter.
Like Elon Musk if he were a superhero. And who
I
knows,
don't
he might
know.
be.
I don't know.
He's mad. We don't know who Batman is.
I
Or
don't
the
know.
public doesn't. His public. The Gotham people. Is that where he lives? Gotham?
Batman. Yeah, Gotham. Yeah, yeah.
Damn, that's a pretty egregious mistake, Mr. B. But then who's Bruce Wayne? Is he my answer was they're both real. Is Bruce Wayne not just as real as
Yeah.
Batman?
Well,
And that's like with drag queens, and because I watch a lot of RuPaul. Who is the drag queen the actual person, or is the person doing the drag sometimes you can't tell. The
no,
character they're
sometimes you can't
portraying
tell.
seems just as real or more real. Here, Hank can help us out on this one. Welcome.
Yeah.
Uh,
So Bruce
Hi.
Wayne's the persona, and Batman's the real guy. Bruce Wayne is
Wrong.
just who Batman pretends to be, so he could act in public, so he could keep his villain zoo going.
Yeah, it seems like that way to me. It's not that like Bruce Wayne doesn't have any. It's like, he was born Bruce Wayne, right? But I don't know. I think it's something he uses to hold up he what he really is or something. It's like a facade.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that, none of that stuff is real, but I don't know. He just developed two personas and one became more utility to the other. Yeah. So, yeah, I know what you're
There's
saying.
5 people you could fit, and one of them's not even here. We're just keeping his
Like,
picture up.
oh,
And Africa might not even be here right now.
well,
This is a
maybe he's
very
taking a
intimate
break.
crowd.
Maybe he's taking a break. Yeah. Now, the thing about Superman is less complicated. He had to hide that he was like from another planet. He had to dumb himself down, but he wasn't complicated. It's like, I'm gonna do good because it's good. And so, he was like the Boy Scout of like superheroes. All the other stuff, it was just like, well, I have to hide. Well, the way he hid his identity. It's like, oh, I have glasses on now in a suit. It's
Yeah, especially working in liberal media. So if I would hide that too.
yeah, well, yeah, yeah. So, but he wasn't complicated like Batman. It was just like, well, I'm gonna do good because that's what I should do. But he was created out of a different era, you know. So, you know. But then
No, they're in
again,
the same era. They're contemporaries.
Superman was created right after World War II. Batman, oh God, when was he? Not entirely sure. I'm not gonna lie. But he was the first deconstructed hero. Okay, so what I mean by that is what he did and why he did it depended on his psychology, and he was deconstructed. And it got, more deconstructed over time. But Batman, or I'm sorry, Superman, he was a little more, mm, yeah, he was more easier to figure out in a way.
Yeah. So
I know people,
Superman was in 1938 and Batman came
yeah.
out in
Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on,
1939.
hang on.
Okay,
I'm going to ask
I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm all ears.
you. Can I jump in here,
Mhm.
interject again? I'm sorry, I've been away. I'm listening, but do you know who Kurtz is? Have you ever heard of Kurtz? No.
Just
Which
tell us
one?
who it
From
is.
Heart of
Hearts of
Darkness?
Darkness. Hearts of Darkness.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
Joseph
So
Conrad.
the story of Kurtz, wasn't it? And that it was that he was told of to his child, to the girl, who was like, yeah, your father wasn't a bad man. It was what was happening to him there and why he became this monster that I had to kill. You
Hmm.
know, and that's again is that the Batman thing as well. Before Batman, that was made,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Hearts of Darkness by who wrote it? Do you know who
That
wrote
was
it?
Joseph Conrad,
Um,
Yeah,
Polish
there
guy.
we go. Yeah, little tiny little book, fantastic read. But in terms of that, that's Batman there, isn't it?
No.
mm-mm.
Because he didn't. I mean,
Go, Hank, go.
No, Batman's a really rich guy who has a villain suit in his city.
What? Hang on,
So,
hang on. Hey, you're coming in low again.
um,
Your mic.
I just aim the mic better.
Okay.
Yeah, Batman's a really rich guy who has a city for a villain zoo. So,
Boy,
complete,
yeah, that's
it's
true.
different.
but Kurtz was an officer who went in there for a specific thing. He had men dying for him, so he understood power as well from an age.
Yeah,
And he
and a
was
lot of people.
corrupted by that. Corrupted by it. The story is that the corruption of it made him this evil.
Well, it's
And
close to Frank
Batman is
Castle and
still, no matter how
anything.
you see it, Batman is still in some respect an evil because, you know, the
Well, I
city
mean,
fear him. But
you can argue
another
that Batman
side,
is a
he's
proto-fascist, for
not a
example.
policeman.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the Kurt story. But you could argue that Batman is a proto-fascist. I don't think that's the case, but I see the argument. But and I read a lot of shit. And hey, do any of you guys read Alan Moore?
Is he the Watchman?
Yeah, yeah.
How did I know that? I love the series, the HBO series, but I
I
don't
did.
read
I
the
liked it
rest.
too. I liked it too. Yeah. So he, the thing about Alan Moore is when he became popular, he was really into deconstructing superheroes into the raw. So by the time he got to Watchmen, a lot of those characters, a lot of them were actually fucked up. Because you have to think to yourself, okay, what kind of person runs around with an alter ego and gets into trouble, might get killed? What kind of person does that? And now, as it turns out, the way he did it, a lot of different kinds of people for a lot of different kinds of reasons. And that was very 90s. And, I'm Gen X. And that's that's what I came to think of as a superhero. It's like I deconstruct them in a way. Like, why are you doing this? What, so Superman, you can't deconstruct him too hard, but the later ones you can. But yeah, okay, you guys go.
Well, you're gonna love this. When I
What?
was homeless here in Northampton, I was with one of my caseworkers.
Northampton.
Yep, and I met Alan Moore with her. I didn't know who the fuck he was. No, but I met him a few times because I know him.
Wow.
No, he smokes. Yeah, yeah, he lives down that way. But nevertheless, like I didn't know, I didn't care because I was doing my own shit from the military, and that's why from that. And yeah, I've given myself up here, so I'm Northamptonshire, and
Yeah,
based in the centre of
yeah.
the country. So yeah, I
I knew he
understand.
lived in Northampton. I knew
Yeah,
that, but
no, weird drinks. He's getting on now. He fucked up because he
yeah,
didn't
I
take
know.
royalties. He fucked up because he didn't take royalties. And I don't know him like personally. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, I get to fucking sit with him. I've been around the motherfucker and didn't care, and he was okay. He's all right. Tall guy, old boy. I
Yeah,
think he knows my sister more. One of my sisters who's an artist. Probably another one who's been But I'm just I met him a few times, and he's all right.
oh wow.
I think the weirdest thing is like because I'm here, because I've got the beard and the hair, and
I
sometimes
know.
I'm
Seriously, I
yeah,
thought it. I
yeah,
had that thought.
yeah, yeah. I know. Lots of people have that thought. It's like, no. I'm a Essex boy from Colchester in that regard from my mother. So it's a different field there. Yeah, but
Hmm.
you're right. Jerusalem, again, you're right with these novelists or guys that can create these universes
Hmm.
within. You were talking about like before Dune, and they say
Yeah,
that blue substances is basically mushrooms, because if you take mushrooms and create it the way you do, when you sort it, it goes blue. There's a blue hue that comes out from taking away when you produce it. The psychedelic that makes you trip in mushrooms, not DMT. Yeah,
yeah.
and
Are you
that's
talking
why the
about
blue juice there.
Are you talking about the spice from Dune?
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's not the spice. The spice is oil, but the blue juice
What?
is actually
Oh,
the spice is the oil, isn't it? That's what the travel.
well, some people think that metaphorically, but it's literally spice in the book. It's spice.
Yeah, but the blue water, the
Oh, the
water
blue water?
is mushrooms.
Well, that's
It's a
bile
mushroom.
from the baby sandworms.
No, yeah, but what he was saying, it is actually mushroom juice. If you make a mushroom, yeah, okay. Look, I'm not joking. Okay, you
No,
take.
no, I'm sorry.
Maybe it does. I'm serious. Have you ever seen it? Have you ever made actual tinctures from psychedelic substances?
I'm not gonna lie, I never have.
Okay,
So,
so when you do it, okay, I swear, what happens is you boil water, so you make it sterile first, and then you let it cool. Then you chop up the mushrooms in little squares. They dry, of course, and you put it into the water, and you slowly bring it up to a simmering boil almost, and then you start crushing it through it, and then you let it sit there, simmer not simmer, but
yeah,
almost turn it off, and it has to cool very slowly. Then you filter it, and you put it in jars. Like those jars have to be, like cleansed, as in they have to be sterile. and then add honey, good honey, because it stops bacteria growing in it. Now that stuff, when you look it up to the sky, is blue. It's like a blue hue. It's really odd, and the trip you get from that, woof. And so that
Hmm.
was the notion of the blue juice.
So
Oh
is
yeah.
that your commentary or author commentary?
Hmm. I don't
Last
know.
South
I never.
African, was that your commentary or author commentary?
Of mine. No, it's from a guy who knew the author, who had dated
Okay,
that.
so, so it's not from the author. Okay, I'm not.
No, I mean look it up. I mean, but it certainly interludes to
I
that.
just want
It's
to
gossip.
clarify that's from the author or not. And you said it was not. Okay,
That's what he was. I think kind of suggesting
that's
was
what
that.
you are interpreting.
Oh well, no. I don't think it's an interpretation at all because of what where he wrote.
Then I need a
No,
citation. I need a citation
look it
then.
up. Well, you could say that, but
No,
yeah,
I've got to say I need a citation because it's you didn't even claim it was from the author.
I can't remember where I had seen it on document. It is something. There is a documentary about it, like a guy who knew the man who wrote it, who wrote the book.
Yeah, I'm not
And,
going to take that seriously.
well, that's what the blue juice is, and it does go blue, and hence that's the whole thing about a higher consciousness that the hand of God comes to. Is that why he was
Yeah,
saying that?
so
Well, so it goes into saying that monkeys, when we were not, so it's not of God we are. We ate mushrooms. It wasn't meat. It was mushrooms that made our brains activate
I
to
mean, I'm
make us
guessing
more
you
aware.
heard. I know you heard that from the Joe Rogan Experience from Paul's
Well,
statements.
yeah, that
Yes,
is
I heard
correct.
that. I
That
know
is
what
one.
that's from.
So that, yeah, so the other one is linked to that as well. Yes, that's there. That's why. Yeah, I'm not trying to take the piss, man. And I do like your
Oh,
hat. I've always liked your hats.
Yeah, I do
do you
too.
Yeah, I know you do. You wear them.
hats? They're cool. Yeah. No, I was always afraid to take one of those drugs. I was afraid I'd have some kind of weird episode and I'd end up biting my tongue off or something.
Oh,
So I'm really scared. Yeah. So it's like I'm afraid I'd have an episode, and so I'm really intrigued by it, and I'm really interested in it, but I'm afraid to do it.
Yeah, I decided I really don't need them, so I tried a couple of the hard drugs, and I don't feel the need to chase them down. I'm cool with the video games. The people said they need the drugs to be more creative. I'm more creative than they are. I don't need them.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. I
I'm
don't.
not,
Yeah.
I'm not in any way suggesting you take it and drugs.
No, I
No,
didn't say you
I
did.
don't.
I didn't say
Yeah,
you did.
I mean, everything that we do, right, is chemical based. No matter how it is, from the food you eat to the enzymes you are, from the mother you come from, right? Like that's why if you go over to India, or you go over to America, or wherever you've traveled, because I travel, the first thing you should have a little sip of their water, get your culture going, because you're going to have it in the bath somewhere. And you have to get that gut culture going before you're like, fuck no.
what happens if you don't?
Well, you don't have to. Then you have to keep strict, don't you? And you're not going to keep strict because as soon as you buy bottled water there, that's it. Because it's different. It's sitting there. It's difficult, man. You have to again. It's suggested that lots of our brain is also because of our gut. Like it's not just one and the
Oh
same.
yeah, I've heard that the gut
Yeah,
biome thing.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a lot there that has to deal with how, and that manages our temperament, our way of our physical, all that, all of that comes from what you feed yourself, how you are.
Yeah.
Mm. It's hard to do, isn't it? Hard to maintain, I think. Really is. I'd love to have that luxury of having, the greatest consommes in the world, water that is like literally pressed from the Himalayas, pressed Himalayan ice water. Oh, I love that. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
And who knows? Who knows? South Pole fucking drilled 2 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters down, and then just like defrost it and have a sip of that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, no judgment. But yeah, I always wanted to take shrooms, but yeah, I'm kind of scared of it.
Yeah, they can be scary.
Yeah.
A war is scary, you know.
Yeah, I don't go to like try to find a war to throw myself
That's all
into
right.
either.
Well, have you dealt with like violence? So again, the best violence
Not
is war.
well. I had my nose busted. Not really. I didn't grow up with a lot of violence, and I've tend it's not my native environment, so I usually try to
Yeah,
avoid it.
I
But
know. I
it's
know.
I've been on the periphery of it now and then.
I know. I know. You're a smart guy, bro. Most actually, I'd say all of you people here in this room are smart. There's no other way of saying it.
It's
You're out
peaks
there.
and valleys.
I mean, that's what I mean. It's capacity, isn't it? And what is capacity for somebody? I mean, when you think about like the narcissists or sociopath. This is narcissists or sociopaths. This is the
Both.
one
Yeah,
that
it's both of them.
yeah. So they hide who they are and pretend to be something, but they
The
want to
mask of
yeah.
sanity. Yes.
Exactly. And again, we have to have a governance of trust here amongst ourselves to go, yeah, okay, I can be honest with you, you know. And most people go, okay, I want to know that honesty and be nefarious about it, you know. Well, are they getting? Yeah, because that's what people are. You know, you
Yeah.
don't take them for face value, right? That's why we have. That's why we have what insurance programs, huh? Because you can't just take it for face value. Or
Uh,
yeah, it's true.
Here's the thing. So they can claim to be whatever they want, but once we get enough frames to put together, we can make parameter them and see what they actually are. So it's not really super difficult unless they have a whole bunch of social support covering up for them.
It only takes one bad link to break the chain. You know, depending on what the mission is. You know, in that. That's again, I'm a military man, so I understand these structures that have to be. Why I still corporate? Why I still work with corporate? Because corporate want things, and I produce for them, and that's it, and I get out. I'm not sitting there in between, like you say, HR and all that bullshit. That's oh yeah, well, what's this? That's fucking hell, man. That's just jobs for boys. That's what I think. That's what I know AI is going to get rid of. It's like how you deal with those people is going to be a whole different ball game. And I'm at the middle of my life, you know. And I'm lucky to get here, boys. I really am lucky to be here with you guys, living today, talking to you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it
Personally, I'm
not?
not super worried about AI because we already had a whole bunch of AI. We just don't call it anymore because it's been around long enough to be called something else. Like
Well,
compilers or AI. They,
well,
they
hang on.
take they take code and turn another
Okay,
programs.
so, but when you talk of AI, it's how the processes work. First of all, you have the mechanics of that
Hmm.
with the energy that is produced, and then the language and how that's working. Yeah, so the chain is massive, and where that chain is going to start dripping off these people that are just being cogged oil. Yeah, man, that's going to be the nasty thing. That's why I think it's going to drop.
People's been ripping other people off since they've been humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, we'll always exploit. You're correct. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah, you are right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I give you. Yeah, absolutely, sir. Yeah, thank you. Humble me, sir.
Well, I don't know. I have to go, you guys. Um, so it was nice talking to all of you.
Yeah. As always. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
if you're not doing anything tomorrow, stop by with me and Joe, and we'll talk about
What are
women
you talking about?
tears, female tears, working
Yeah,
those
that's a really
tears.
ironic subject for me, but um, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll do my best and I'll try to go there. But
We'll have a good. Let's say have a good Friday night.
yeah, you too, Matt.
Hang on, before you go, if you're
Okay.
gonna do you're going to do that, and my wife comes back tomorrow. Okay.
Mhm.
I won't, I won't camera it, but you guys chat to her under my pseudonym. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, for about does she do tears?
She, I would, I think it would be really helpful because she's anonymous to you guys, but
Yeah.
for her to
What do we
share,
call her, Mrs. African?
no, I don't even call her Aussie.
Ozzy.
Ozzy?
Okay. Yeah, I'll talk to Ozzy.
Yeah, call her
She may
Aussie.
have her own account. We don't know.
No, no.
Yeah, you don't know what kind of mask, what mask she's hiding under.
I mean, no, I do. No, I've been with
You think you
I've
do?
been with her for 20 years. Okay,
Oh,
it's 20 years I've been with this woman. All right, and it's again like she's always the high fly. She's always been the high flyer in the relationship. Never me. I'm the low level soldier idiot. I got lucky with meeting this wonderful woman, and again probably maybe she just settled for me, but it's what her life. And you speak to her. It's her life and what she had gone through before meeting me, and where we've gone from there together. And and again, it's like I get my freedom. It's not an open relationship in any way, but I get my freedom as in terms of I get to travel, I get to do my own crap, and same as for her, and it's always been that way. But
oh,
because we've been together 20 years and she is senior to me, like because I met her pretty young, so now it's coming to that age. It's like, oh God, woman, what's the matter with you? So I guess she's thinking to me like, oh fuck, because we didn't have kids, go have kids. She's trying to push me on that, and I'm like, oh God, I don't want to leave you. She's just pushing me out. Not pushing me out, but it's like, oh fuck it hell.
yeah.
Okay. Well,
And
Well,
and
you
if
set her
she
up.
her
comes out,
pain,
I'll be happy to talk to her.
no, and her pain as well, because as well as what I've gone through, she has again molded together. So yeah, it's wonderful. Like again, hang on, let me show you something. This is one of her ancestors. Okay, and check out this picture.
One of her
Who's ancestor?
ancestors. What is on her head? What it looks like
What?
Afro
I can't
puffs. What is
wait.
she wearing?
Oh my God, I have a picture like that. I have a picture like that.
Are you?
1889.
That's
Yeah.
how
1889.
they did. Is that
Yeah,
hair or is that
it's
some kind
hair.
of
It's hair.
headdress?
It's hair. It's
That's
her
her
hair.
hair.
It's her hair. Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
it's,
She looks fancy.
that's what I
Yes,
mean. I had
Mickey
that in
Mouse
the.
hair, and it's
This
on
is
a
the
black
office.
Distinguished
background.
pedigree,
Yeah,
for sure.
again, like that's what's so like kind of like harsh is what she's going through now. And like I'm telling her, like no, but
Well, I want to
I'm
talk to
not
you
going
even
to
more
stand in the
now. I
way
can't
there. I'm
wait.
going to be like, okay, fuck it. I've had it a few times, like with again, I've had good relationships with women and loyal. Like I don't. If I want to fuck around, I'll leave you. I don't
Yeah,
find
that's
you
how I feel.
exciting. That's it. That's it. That's what I mean. You know what I mean? I'm not. No,
I'll do
I
you the
wouldn't risk it
courtesy of
because it
breaking
wouldn't be
up
good.
first.
Exactly. You know? It's true, man. But it is for her. Like when you say that the crying, if I can, if she will speak, I think she'll be good to like talk about it here. I mean that.
Well,
Okay.
she's around tomorrow and I'm around. I'll be happy
Yeah,
to talk to her.
like I say. Well, what's the matter, Jeff? Why have I got you
I'm
lost?
laughing at the chat.
Because they're ripping me off on there.
I can't see the chat.
Yeah. Oh man. It's not funny actually because no, it isn't fucking funny.
It made
Yeah,
me laugh.
yeah,
Is
no,
it funny
I
to
don't, you
you?
know what? It is funny because tragedy and love is the best love, isn't it? Tragic love. Like you
Mm.
never get that. You can never have that because it's not meant to be, but it is true. It's torn away from you, and it makes us bitter. I can't, trust anyone again and stuff like that.
Uh
It's
huh.
just turns.
Or yourself sometimes.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Helena was saying her
Sorry,
goodbyes and on her
I
way
know.
out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, bye everyone. Yeah, I'll try to be back tomorrow, but thank you. Thank you very much, all of you.
You too.
Uh,
Thank you. And we'll
yeah.
talk to you again.
Okay. Have a good evening.
You too. Happy Friday. Well, Hank, what do you have that's interesting that's been going on lately?
Yeah, so I got the trash take itself out. All the just the known creatures that been supporting P bombings, harassment. They're now protesting people who host me and other people they don't like a lot. So I'm glad we can get a break from them for a couple of days before they
You
get.
talking about like snafu and all that?
Yes,
You're
yes.
still coming in a little low.
Let me see. Let me check my volume. So I may have turned it down. Whoop.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, Jeremy.
So that's
What's happening?
75. That's the right. That's the right one.
Not
hmm
much. We talked about all kind of stuff today. It was interesting.
What's so, Jeff? What is your
My
main
check.
topic? What is
I.
your main
It's
focus? Sorry, Hank.
it's not that low. Yeah, it's not that low. It looks like I just don't. I wasn't talking very loud, so the settings are fine. But
Yeah.
yeah, I got Snafu and the others like him, pretty much protesting people who platform me and other people don't like. So we're gonna have a break for them until they get lonely again. So I'm
So we
glad.
don't have to worry about him for a while?
Um, I'm not. They like to contradict themselves, so hopefully we get like 5 or 6 days this time.
Okay.
hmm
I don't worry about
You know,
much anyway because he didn't come. He doesn't get much traction here at all.
Yeah.
It
there's
was about emotions, and tomorrow we're talking about women's tears. How people respond differently
mm,
to a woman or
sure.
a daughter when they cry than a son.
Oh
Well,
my God, guys, you
I
have
don't know
no
if I don't
idea.
know.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
I bet you I know
Oh,
more than both
I have an
all of you
idea.
guys put together about women.
Yeah,
They
I
have
think
lots of
you know
experience with women, most of it negative.
No, no, I think most of it positive,
Wait, let me. I
personally.
want to hear Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
I think a lot of us. I think a lot of us men, especially men who have daughters or men that in a relationship that really love that woman. When a woman cries, I mean, I think even if you're a masculine man, a macho man, it does melt you a little bit. I mean, I'm talking for myself only. When a woman cries, sometimes a man will pause. Does women get more validity from crying than men? I think that is true, and I
Oh
think
yeah,
some women,
absolutely. Yeah.
okay, yep, no problem. I think some women can use that cry card. Let's call it the cry card.
Yeah, the cry card.
To
That's
kind of
yeah.
get the heat, or yes, cry card, to get the heat or the focus off of what they just did. Because men, even though some of us are very alpha, we're also very sympathetic. Because when a woman cries, what do we think of? We think of our mother. We think of our daughter if we have. Usually we think of our mother. We think of a woman that maybe we have a soft spot. And I think men don't get the credit they deserve because men really do. There are some crappy men, don't get me wrong. But the large majority of men really do care for women, no matter what your proclivity is, but
Yeah.
we do care about women's feelings.
Amen, Mike.
Yeah.
You know
Go
we
ahead,
do.
gentlemen.
I don't.
What?
Not any more than anybody else's.
Oh, come
Like
on, Jeff. You do. Don't
no,
be
I don't.
silly.
I expect
You
all
do.
adults to
What?
manage
Well,
their own
when you
feelings.
can't. Okay, listen. Because wow, you think women are just there being.
See, it's
I
happening
agree.
now. Y'all are ganging up on me for not
I'm
caring
not
about
ganging
the
up with
women.
you.
Well,
No, 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 no. I
remember,
mean, what's your mum? What was your mum like? What was your hang on? What was your mum like? Let me ask you this. What
We
was your
didn't get along at all. So if
there we go.
women's tears are supposed to remind me of my mom, that explains it right
No,
there.
no, is it rejection then because your mum wasn't there for you?
Um,
Rather. So your sexuality was
not
based on
necessarily
that.
rejection because I didn't always want her there.
Ah, you're difficult.
Oh yeah,
Do you remember that?
she was difficult too.
And what's your dad like? Your relationship with your old man?
Absent. No,
Oh, yeah, so it's
yeah,
only
he
your
was out of the
mum.
picture pretty early. I didn't grow up with a
Ah,
yeah.
dad.
okay. Yeah,
I grew up with a mom and a
It's
sister, so mostly women.
yeah.
but it's evident. I think it's evident that each person has a different outlook on their situation in life. Like that's what we're talking about. We're talking about, analyzing, okay, what did you go through? What was your
Yeah.
upbringing? And it does fall into, what you feel that's going to be like someone gets past. I'll give you an example. I had a coworker. Okay. I was a manager at the time. I had a coworker that I was training, and she did me dirty to where she I confided in her and told her some things about the inner workings of the company to try to get her to steer away from people, to try to not fall into the pitfalls. Like in other words, don't conversate with these people, stay away from them, yada yada yada. And then when she didn't perform, she goes and tells people over here, oh well, he was talking about you. I wasn't talking about him. I was giving her advice. Don't get in the middle of all the gossip circle. Be by your. In other words, when I was looking out for her, she stabbed me in the back. So, duly said, do you feel bad for someone that's crying, a woman? Yes. The same token, some women don't deserve it. It's individual circumstances. But if somebody is crying or somebody is really in peril, you got to be there for them on a human level. Now, you don't have to. It's your choice. But
Like there for
it's just,
hang on, I want to address this, but African, wow, thank you. He just gifted 10 memberships. We have 10 new outliers. Let's see who they are. Amateur aquatic addiction, peace, love, smile. Oh, Caucasian Sasquatch, Dominic Vaughn, Manda, OTW, welcome. Oh, look at here, we have your mom. Our mom is now a member. And Matt, thank you, African.
salute, man, salute.
And super chat, thank you. God is a noun and not a verb.
Yeah.
Yes, an abstract noun, I would say, and a proper noun. A right proper
No,
noun.
it means you do. You do the will of God, don't you? You
I
don't.
do
You
my
don't pretend
will.
you.
Yeah.
No. But
But
no. You subject to this because of your thing. To me, okay, it's like I don't believe in as that predetermination first and foremost, and we do not prescribe to Adam's transgressions.
Yeah.
Period. Right. So we are in the new thing, which is the Christ. The Christ does not hold that thing bad to you because it is your life. You're done. It's cool. It's just rejecting that is your fellow, your men and your woman. Like you say, your heart is good. If you really are nefarious, like in yourself, you can be this
It's okay.
brilliant
It's
person
all
in front
right.
of everyone. No,
I
but
don't want to
it
mislead
goes down to
people.
that, to the self. And believe me, because my
Yeah.
military career, okay, I've met evil, evil fucking men.
Oh, I
You
have too.
understand? The guys that are fucking evil, and God knows where they are today. I don't even want to fucking know. Some people actually just like, that's still my job. They're still fucking out there killing people. You know what I mean? Because that's their fucking job. They'll die doing that, or they'll just die somewhere. Other people just give it up and fuck. What did I do? We and now it's like, yeah, offset.
The suicide. They
Yeah, it's horrible. But again, I'm not
the
dogmatic. I'm not dogmatic. I do believe that we're all like literally we're all saved. You know what I mean? Like I don't believe we'll all be there. You guys will one day actually taste and eat some of my fucking food that I cook. You'll be like,
It
oh
sounds good.
shit.
I've heard you talk about before. Some of it sounds
I
good.
made pizza tonight. Actually I made the dough in the morning and I made it rise really well. I was surprised that it did it. I got the, I really do look, I think I've always said, man, food, bang, bang. We were talking about the way actually, you can graft fruits and vegetables and how we've done it for hundreds of thousands of years to make the food today, right?
Yeah, and then I
Yeah.
wanted to answer Mike's question about when you see them in distress, like you're supposed to go help them do something. That's a grown adult. What are you supposed to do about their emotions? Help them do what?
What do
Now,
you
Jeff,
mean by
that's up to you. Now, I think a lot of people
I sit there and let them cry.
help them find some kind of comfort in their situation.
Why can't they
It
find
doesn't
their own
have to mean
comfort?
you could
because
do
because
that.
you know that.
Like I said,
Would you do that for a man?
No, but Jeff, yeah, woman,
Because-
Or
man,
would you
anyone.
say stop being a
Hang on,
stop
but
crying, you little
No, but
bitch?
Jeff, because you know this, don't you? Because you are aware of this. you can help in any little bit. Like I hate.
I can help by letting just list, like being there to listen and
Hang
let
on.
them get it out. But there's nothing I can do
Actually,
about the emotion.
Jeff, this is full circle for me. But in the beginning, hang on, in the beginning when I came here, okay, I said something to you like, "What does that mean? Don't make it a secret club." What I'm saying is that you don't
Jeff,
know
remember
who.
this. I'm sorry,
Wait.
African.
Let me finish here.
Every
Let Africa finish. Go ahead.
It's don't ever dismiss. I believe anyone, no matter how simple or inferior you think they are. You don't know what they are
No, I
capable.
don't dismiss them.
No, no,
But
but when I
Mike
think
was talking about you're supposed to go help them do something when you see them emotional, but I don't know what that thing is. And I work in mental health, that I don't even know
well,
what I'm
no,
supposed to be helping them do.
well, it's very difficult to say this because of how you have to actually approach yourself to people and see, you know, if there is an issue. Now, the intuition in somebody knowing that there's a problem is how they are, the people, and the areas they're in, if they're vulnerable in that regard, right? Should we take responsibility
Like
of
if
that?
somebody's just sitting in the break room crying and it's not obvious that anything happened, I
Yeah,
would
but
probably leave them
yeah,
alone or maybe ask them if they're okay, do
I,
they need anything, and then go about my
I,
day.
I'd go right up to them.
I don't have to stop the whole workplace to go take
No,
care of a
no,
crying
but it's not
employee.
taking
well,
care of. It's asking, isn't it? Just like being part of it. That you might in that save them, and in that they save many. Can't you? It's easily given, isn't it? Like compassion, empathy and apathy on that.
I'm not
Oh,
saying
yeah.
anything against any of that. I'm saying what is my role in somebody else crying? I didn't do anything. I didn't make them
no,
cry.
no,
I'm just a bystander. What am
yeah,
I
but that's,
supposed to be doing?
yeah,
It's
but
not like if you see a car
no,
accident, you're supposed to call 911. If
no,
you
no,
know
no,
CPR, you're supposed to see if
no,
they're okay, all that stuff. When somebody's crying in the break room, I don't have any obligation. There's nothing I need to do.
no, but of course you don't, okay? Because it's not obligated to you to do it. But do you feel that you don't want to do it because of those things that you're not obligated to, or because if things go wrong, that it's up to
No, I'm not
you?
moved to do anything. What am I supposed to do? That's their own personal relation to their emotions. It doesn't involve me.
It's interaction, isn't it? So if I in protect when I see somebody struggling, okay, if they're close to me, if they're in my presence, I'll always go up and say, "What's going on?" Okay, I'll approach it in a way that is always with me, safety first. All right. I don't know, it's always situation based, if you will. Again, military. You got to think about military and its death. First of all, like IEDs and all that shit that we used to have to deal with. There were fucking lots of that crap, man. They were using fucking cats, dogs, kids, children, donkeys, to
Donkeys.
yeah, dude, to make us come in, unprotected. And
What? Wait, what? You lost me because
in,
I
Af-
don't know
in, Afghani-
where
in
you are.
Afghanistan and Iraq, okay, they used a lot of
Oh,
IEDs, okay, and
oh,
they
I see.
removed us from hardened areas to use that sort of thing. All right, and it was, believe me, just like it took us, it wasn't took a while. It just was the way we are as soldiers to not do that. That's what they were using
But
us on.
what does this have to do with the employee in the break room?
Because it's the same thing as when it's in the same room. You're scared of the consequences of, or you
I'm
don't want to
not
get
though.
involved.
If somebody
Okay,
is at work and they're in the break room
okay,
and they're
okay.
sitting in a chair crying because maybe they got a phone call, they got some
Yeah,
bad
but
news,
you
maybe they had
wouldn't.
a fight with their boyfriend. It could be anything.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't
but
feel like the workplace is in danger and we have to go into military defense mode.
no, not at all. But you won't actually ask them what the
What's
hell is
coming
going
out of
on.
your nose?
It's, a, it's not a nose. It's a joint.
Oh, you're chewing. Oh, a cigarette. Never mind. Okay,
A
a joint.
cigarette.
All right.
Mm.
Mike, go ahead. Finish your
Sorry,
thing.
man.
You
Sorry,
were
bud.
laying out the scenario.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. So you're talking about the break room, like if you don't like, it's. I think tying to what African was saying is that it is about reading someone's energy, reading the room, reading some situation. If someone is really just crying about maybe not getting a promotion, or maybe crying about someone yelled at them that they really care about, and that's one thing. You butt out. But if someone is having a breakdown, sometimes it's okay for you to walk up and say, "Hey, are you okay? Is there anything I can help you with, or do you need to talk?" That's all. But every situation you don't have to approach. There are people who will be
Shit, I'm
distraught that
breaking
it's
up.
very minor stuff, just minor stuff that sometimes in life, the minor stuff that happens that you don't need someone to come over to you going, "Hey, are you okay?" You don't need that. But I think if someone is having a real breakdown or something really happening to them, I think it's admirable to walk up and say, "Hey, man, you want to talk about what's going on?" Just offer it. They say no, you walk away. That's it. You just walk away.
Yeah, but if I want to do that, that's voluntary. If I have the time to talk, I might be busy with my own stuff, and I might not have the time to drop everything and talk to them. So that's an option I can choose if I decide to, but I'm not obligated to do anything to a crying person
No,
to
you're
work
not,
with.
and it doesn't make you less of a person. It's just that it's not something you want to be involved with. The whole paradigm is that
And usually, if
sometimes
it's a
you may
woman
see.
crying, I'm gonna leave her alone. I'm gonna put yellow cones around it, orange traffic cones, and
Yeah.
just leave it alone. I've learned that from experience.
Because because you can get pulled into a world of drama, and then now you're trying to help.
Oop, speaking of. Yeah, and I might do that, but I don't. But the point is, I may not always do it, and I don't feel any particular obligation to do it. If I ask them if they're okay, it's because I am deciding to do that for specific reasons that I determine. And same with me. I don't. If I'm off in the corner crying, I don't expect everybody to come up to me and ask if I'm okay. Just sit there and let me cry. I'm a grown person. If I need to communicate something verbally, I'll express it. I'll let people know. Oh, did we lose the whole conversation? Africa, you can come back in now if you want. Oh, okay, Mike. Cool. And this whole topic started because tomorrow, Joe and I are going to talk about this very thing. And it started from some Twitter post about fathers that have both sons and daughters, and they treat their sons crying and tears differently than they treat their daughters. And they're very conscious of the difference, and they're expressing in these tweets. It's like a tweet or two, and then it's comments replying, and other people giving their input. So it led into a whole thread of talking about women and their tears. And I was going to do it today, but I did the philosophy stuff and I didn't want to have too much going on in one stream. So I decided to separate it out and save some of it for Joe because he's good at those kind of topics too. So, well, I hope Mike is okay. He's on a call, so I hope it's not. There he is. Oh, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, I did that. Phones. I was okay upside. I had to answer the phone. But yeah. Is the cry card real? That's a good. I think a good adage. The cry
Yeah,
card.
is the and
People
I think
people take the
sometimes it
cry
is,
card.
but my default,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to women, if I saw a man crying, I would be inclined to take that much more seriously because that's not a normal thing that I see. Like if a man's crying, I'm gonna try to figure out what's. If a woman's crying,
Yeah.
my default assumption until I have information to indicate otherwise is to leave it alone. It don't take it.
Sure.
It might be a game. It might be manipulation. It's
Agreed.
drama. Don't get involved. It's not. It's just me opening myself up to potential trouble if I try to step it. So I don't fall for the cry card when it's from a woman.
Sure. And like I said, each individual circumstance is different, but do I think that some people do give more favor to a crying woman than a crying man? I do agree the woman gets more of the cry card. I totally agree with you. I mean, I think that they do get carte blanche on the cry card
And
because
some
everybody
men
has a
even
mother.
get actively stigmatized for
Yeah,
like they get
you get
treated. A woman will be, oh, what's wrong? Let me take care of you, and then a man will have a very negative reaction, or
it's
will
like in
get a
the
very
movies.
negative reaction to his tears.
It's like what, Jeff, the old adage, the damsel in distress. You know, that whole
Yes,
adage of,
yes, and the white
yeah,
knights.
a woman
Yes.
is in peril, so the man has to run in to save her, and then he gets sucked into a bunch of craziness that he doesn't need to be a part of. You know, so
And
that
to
that
me,
can happen.
distress is
It's
immediate danger. Not crying alone is not distress. That's a
yeah.
reaction to something
Well,
that happened to you, but it's not a lion or a burglar right there about to attack you. You wouldn't be crying, you'd be
yeah.
screaming or doing something else.
But
So I don't
I
take
also think there's
tears
nothing
as
wrong.
distress.
But I also think there's nothing wrong with going up to somebody and saying, "Hey, man, you all right? You all right, man? You know, is everything good?" You know, just offering just just support. Hey, you know, you all right, man? And they may say, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. You know, it's all good." They may say, "Yeah, my dad passed, or I'm going through some stuff because I lost my job, and how am I gonna pay my bills?" And you can simply say, in that situation, "Hey, listen, man, I hope everything gets better for you, and God bless you. I'll pray for you." Or you engage and say, "Oh, what did you do?" Things like that.
Mr.
Yeah.
B, this is that's interesting because I don't like when I see a woman crying, I don't ever automatically think, "Oh, she was physically abused. That's why she's crying." To me, there would be other indications of abuse besides tears. I'd see marks, there'd be bruises, black eyes. Tears alone, I would not associate with, "Oh, this woman's being abused. She needs to be protected." And if she were in immediate
Yeah.
danger, again, I don't think her sitting there crying would be the indicator. I think it would be other things. Her screaming or trying to run away, or it would be more physical. And so I don't. Tears and
Mhm.
abuse to me are not the. That's not the default assumption when
You
I
know,
see tears.
they don't normally. I don't normally address the chat, but hey, BB, you're homeless. You're homeless on a Obama phone who can't come on panel. Go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
Stop, y'all are fighting too, man. BB, you're at it with everybody.
BB, BB, say come on panel, but you can't because you're using Walmart's Wi-Fi on a trap
No,
phone.
nobody deserves
Go ahead, Jeff.
abuse. And if, first of all, if a man is abusing a woman, she needs to get the hell out of there. Don't stay in that situation. And second of all,
Yeah.
yes, my sympathy would be with the woman, not with the person beating her up. But this is about a woman
Yeah.
crying. And so this abuse scenario is, I'd have to have something to connect it with what we're talking about. Y'all are bringing in a scenario that is
Mhm.
just because I see a woman crying, my imagination's not going to go to a man hitting her and bruised knuckles and all of this stuff, like you're trying to make it be.
Yeah. It's difficult. It really is.
Yes, they can. Everybody can.
I mean, I've
Everybody
seen
has. Here,
some.
okay, this is what's going to happen. I'm making a prediction right now. Tomorrow, when we do this topic, this is the kind of stuff that's going to come up of what victims, what powerless, passive creatures women are. They have no agency. They can't make choices. They're at the mercy of their situation. I don't understand. I'm not sympathetic. Women are forced into situation. It's going to be this because that is exactly what the mythology around women is, and the tears help to reinforce that. Women can leave an abusive situation just like any other human being can. Unless they have them locked in a basement or something. I'm not talking about those kind of situations. If she's in the break room at work and being abused at home, she could leave because she's at work.
Yeah. It's like, Jeff. This is
People
weird
want,
because I
there's people that want to keep women
tears are
in
like
this, they have the mentality themselves of women as victims because they get some kind of payoff for it themselves. It's a whole dynamic that everybody's involved in with keeping this idea of women as these helpless victims going, these damsels in distress. I'm not even talking about science. I'm talking about empirical reality. A woman can leave just like anybody. What is stopping her from leaving? What is forcing a woman to stay in an abusive situation? Why can she not physically get out of her chair, walk to the door, turn the doorknob and walk out of the house? What is physically stopping her? That is not established science. We got a lot of white knights already today, and the topic hadn't even started yet. I can't wait for tomorrow. What does that have to do with her getting herself out of danger? And if the house was burning, would you say the same thing? She didn't have no money. She has children, no resources, so she should sit there in a burning house. It's the same thing. Get yourself to safety. There's nothing physically stopping her from doing that. Mr. B, all you had to do was answer the question, not the fact that you're defending yourself instead of giving the answer. I just want to, you said that it's established science that let's see, many women cannot leave abusive situations and that this was established science. So I'm asking what is leaving her, what is preventing them? And instead of answering, you're talking about me accusing you of white knighting and that being stupid. Yes, what is stopping a woman from leaving an abusive situation? Physically stopping her. Or even mentally, like she has power over her choices and decisions. All she has to do is physically get out. She has to be able to walk to a door and turn a doorknob and walk out of a house. She can get into her car, she can walk to the bus stop, she could walk to, there's many options, but all she has to do, if a burglar was in the house, she'd do the same thing. She'd try to find a way to get out of the house while the
No, no,
burglar's
no,
in it. So
no,
what
no,
is physically stopping her? Oh, it's
no,
psych. So it's
no.
not. So when you said they cannot leave, you
But,
didn't mean physical then.
but not Saul said the same thing, isn't it? That poor men, as in like the cycle
Why
is
are
this.
y'all so invested in keeping these women so disempowered?
Who, me?
No, no, I'm the people in the chat. But Mr. B, all they have to do is physically get themselves away from the guy, and there's many resources and many options from there. So as long as they can do that, which anybody should be able to do that, unless you're being physically restrained and then you scream for help or call the police or something. But if you're in an abusive relationship long term and you're not in immediate danger, anybody should be able to physically remove themselves from this. Should be able to make the choice to physically remove themselves from the situation and then execute that choice. I don't understand why some people get a pass on that and have their capacity to do that seen as diminished somehow. That's a good question. That is a good question. My answer would be because they are making a choice to go back. Why they're making that choice is the real question.
There's so many variables, in the situation, and it's like I remember being in a relationship where there was a lot of variables involved, and we did go our separate ways, but we made sure to stay in touch and basically be there for each other for many years afterwards. But I think a lot of women, I mean, are scared. I mean, I'm just being straight with you. I think a lot of women are scared to go on their own because a lot of women, they depend on the man too much. A woman should always stay
Well, that's
independent,
dumb to
married
depend
or
on
not.
somebody that's beating you.
Kids or not. A woman should always be independent to where she has her own money, she has her own career. So if it's not going well, she can get out of that situation and walk away. But I think some women, to validate what some of the chat is saying, is some women get roped in because they never set themselves up for success after
I
the
don't
man. Does
feel
that make
sorry
sense,
for
Jeff?
people that make those kind of stupid choices and don't correct them when it puts their life in danger. I have a really hard time feeling sympathy for people that idiotic. That they
No,
would
they're not.
stay with
No, hang
somebody
on.
that's beating them and return to that person over and over.
That's,
They're
that's
as
hard.
dysfunctional as the
Uh,
person beating them if that's the case.
okay, okay. Do you know about a woman? I can say a woman. What's his name? Fritzl, Joseph Fritzl. Ever heard of him?
I'm gonna
Look it
look him
up.
up.
Joseph Fritzl. Look him up. And look what his daughter did. Look how she's dealt with what she was having.
Elizabeth Fritzl,
Joseph Fritzl. Yeah, look at it.
Austria.
Yeah, look at it.
Yeah, but these are extreme cases. It says she
No,
was
but
held
it still
captive.
shows the notion of it, of that love. There is that there.
You
When
can't
you
use an
when
extreme case to demonstrate something about an
but
ordinary
but
case
for
where
other
women
people
have
it
the
is
they're not being
extreme.
held captive
No,
and
but it
they
is
have the
extreme to
power
them
to
because
leave.
they know nothing else. They're scared to lose something that they think that they love
Those are
and they love.
choices.
I know it is choice. Yes, it is all choice, my friend. Yes,
Okay, well at
that
least
is
you've
so
acknowledged
true.
that.
Of course, it's
Take care,
true.
Mr. B. We're talking about Joe and I are talking about it tomorrow for our topic at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's going to work for us all.
Right, and Mr. B asked if I knew many women that were like, what was his question? How many women do I know that have had repeatedly? Not many in the South,
Jesus
because the
Christ.
women down there don't put up with that. They will fight back.
You
They will
fucking-
smash a beer bottle. They will grab a baseball bat or a knife or so, like they are very aggressive, resilient people. And so good luck trying to like most of the women I know, A, would not put themselves in that situation to begin with. And if they did, the guy would not last very long if he tried something. So again, that's what I'm saying. Like you like the state of being a passive, helpless victim is a choice. There are many things you can do to not be in that state or
Okay.
not remain in
No,
that
no,
state.
no, but I mean, some of the choices are that you go homeless, right? Or you go to crisis centers. And within those crisis centers, you have people that are nefarious and will hurt you anyway. So you go back into the cycle, right? It's breaking the cycle no matter what it is to how strong they can be, to what they're resilient
I
of.
don't.
No, it is.
It
It
seems
is.
like you're
It,
trying to get me to see them as victims or feel
no, no,
sympathy
it's not.
for them, and I just don't. They
You
can
talk.
make better choice,
No, hang on.
smarter choices
No, no,
that
but
bring them to a better situation.
yeah, but you're talking about
If
like
they're in a
women.
crisis center and they're being abused there, they can go to another crisis center or go
No, you're
tell
not.
someone. Like there's
No, 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 no,
at
no.
every stage you're describing, there's options. There's healthier options at every single stage that they could be choosing.
But you don't think that within these mechanisms that the people are going to be using that against them? That isn't there as their prerogative,
Even
right?
even if what you're saying is
No.
true, even if that's happening, there are still healthy options in every one
Okay,
of those that
okay,
they could
okay.
choose at any in any of those given scenarios.
Okay, so you know that women and men are very different entities, right? Yeah, you believe that too, don't you? We're
Well,
very
we're
beings.
that's one thing we're going to talk about. I do believe there are differences, but
I get, I
it's
get,
it's not all women and all men
dude,
either.
I 100% get where you're coming from, okay? Because of the way that women can use that sort of appeal to make men, terrible, evil things over, just words amongst their friends, rumors, things like that. Right now, it's like, oh, as soon as we do that, that goes over your spectrum of who you are and what you're doing, and it ruins one's man's life. So men are now like, oh, fuck women, and women are like, oh yeah, you'll achieve this if you want to be with me. That's becoming a terrible thing. You can't hate each other that way. And you're right. Okay, if it is abusive completely in that society, their friends should, intervene. That means they don't have a healthy relationship no matter what. Other
Yeah,
friends might
Joe, that is my question. Why are they making poor choices, and why is everybody else trying to defend and excuse those poor choices instead of empowering them to make better choices? It's
we
I,
would
I
say,
don't I don't know if I buy that people are so screwed up that I think there's always a way to think yourself into something healthier. They may not have the tools in that immediate moment, but that's very easy to start someone on that's a very easy path to start someone on. Yeah,
Yeah,
emotional
I
resolve
think
or will.
there's
There's
so many
there's
variables. There's
something.
so many
I
variables.
just don't believe people are that not in control of their mental processes like that it would require me to believe to buy into the case that y'all are making. Go ahead, Mike.
No, I mean, and you're right. I mean, it's you can't understand it because you're in a different mindset. You're in a different upbringing. You're in a different educational level. But you have to remember, Jeff, when we look at people that were like, we look at people who are like, why the heck are they acting this way? Why can't they just get up and leave? Like we would, right? Like we would. And it's like, because everyone's not the same. They don't have the same, bravery. They don't have the same upbringing. They don't have the
But
same,
they do. I'll tell you what is the same. What they do have that's the same. The ability to make a better choice. We all have that ability, more or less, unless they're being physically prevented somehow. So
and I
as long
think
as they
what
have that, they do have the same thing that the rest of us have.
and people don't understand that a lot of women, sometimes men are abused too. They are. Men are abused. There are abused men. There are. But the majority is women. There are charities that will help a woman get resituated in life. There are charities out there. There are nonprofits. There's the Catholic charities. There's Christian charities, that will help this woman or the young family get situated. We have a Catholic charity. I'm not going to name who it is, but we have a Catholic charity that will put you in a home. They own homes, and they'll put a young family in a home till this young family figures out a way to get away from this abusive man. So there is the help out there, but the woman has to take the step to get away from that man. To get away from, break away, break the cycle
There
of
are options. She's not stuck with that guy.
She's
Ah,
not.
that's right. That's right.
Hey,
Dad,
Busker, welcome back.
I fell asleep for a little
Oh,
while.
we figured that might have happened.
I'm back. You
Oh,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh man, you alright, huh?
Ah,
You alright? You remember me? Huh?
yeah. You're from Scotland, or
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
England.
It's so classic. You're Scottish now.
I'm Scottish. Look at me,
Oh
I'm
my goodness.
Scottish now.
No.
well, you got the beard.
Um,
Well,
The
beard,
beard.
Scottish. I love it, Mike. Wow, we got
are
that
you
down to a
British
T.
or Scottish or what are you?
Well, I mean, I'm everything, eh? I'm an international Jippo. That's what I like to call myself.
Well, I mean, like, where are you from? Damn it.
I grew up in Africa, man.
Well, are you South Africa or yeah?
I
'Cause
grew up
South,
there. I saw Botswana and Namibia.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
you're
live in the UK. I joined the military. I went around the world with that. I have a family in America,
fuck
family
the
in Australia.
military. Fuck the military, man. I had a lot
No,
of
no, no.
friends.
But I mean, dude, I grew up a Mormon. So I grew up on the farms. I grew up like
Well, like I
really
mean, like fuck the military,
Jesus
though.
Christ stuff. No, but the fact that I went to the military, I was either going to church or military or into commerce, and I went to the military.
Well,
The
I
way it
mean,
was.
like, how hard did they push you, buddy?
Oh, the worst. I was Iraq, man. Afghanistan
Oh,
with you
there you
boys.
go, man.
Yeah, 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 9/11 sort of shit. Yeah, yeah. I was like on top of it by then. I had no choice. Mate.
Hey,
None
man.
of it.
Ah, well, there you go.
Oh no, no. I mean, you guys lost many men to me, to our standards in that regard. But it's what it means of war. Like, is it a good war? Does it manage things? And
No, it doesn't.
I know it wasn't not that one. No, there was many
I
things
love you.
underrated about what we know and what we're told about it. That's what I believe, and I don't want to say it here.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Amen to that, brother.
Where did Michael go?
Oh, he must have dropped off. He had a call earlier.
Oh
I don't
man,
know, man. Mike's cool, man. I like Mike, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we like Mike. I think
Mike's
Mike
the
is
man. Mike's the man.
I,
Come
more
on.
or
I just
less
don't
well
like
liked around here.
who's this Jeff guy though. I don't really like him.
I
Jeff,
get
Come
that a lot
on
too.
now.
I'm
angry
very
sometimes.
polarizing.
He bullies people and stuff. Have you ever seen the way he acts when we talk like against him? It's bad. I'm joking.
That's,
See, Jeff, I'm taking the piss. I'm being nefarious in a way to say that thank you. That's the way it was. Like,
That's the man, dude.
yeah, man. Yeah, you got to
well, you're
stroke
very
the.
generous for somebody you don't like. So thank you.
Nah, man, don't be stupid. That ain't generosity. That's a couple of bucks, bro. That keeps you going a bit.
Oh,
I mean, it's only a little bit. I mean, a coffee or tea, I don't care.
yeah. You know, I don't even look at the numbers when I get the super chat. I'm so touched by the thought behind it. That's
I
like
mean,
it,
if you really get to buy something from the money I give you, I don't give a shit.
fries. It'll
Yeah,
go to
whatever,
my
man.
fry fund.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever, man. I mean, that's the point. I give it to you without condition, and that's the truth. And no matter what you say, or how upset you make me, or anything, or the people that you bring
I
into
don't
the
make you
hey,
upset. You make yourself upset.
Haha.
I know you make me upset.
Oh shit.
You
That's
reject the Christ. You
take
make me upset.
responsibility for your emotions. That's why you defended these women because you do it too, and y'all all
Oh,
want
dude,
that
that's because I'm from a
pass
mother.
to.
I'm from a mother that was an orphan, and she was in a foster care home when she grew up. All right, so she never actually knew her father or her mother, and only found her only living relative about 43 years later in her life after
Oh wow.
searching. Yeah, because of and again from my father's side and his, that I'm not anything special in that regard, but I have had a really special life with many people across the world, and what I've chosen to do, even giving you this money, like is it, man? This is fucking that. Do what you will, but
Well,
hopefully it grows.
I very much appreciate it. I want you to know that.
I do, man. It's all good.
Did you did you get along with your mom? Did y'all have a good relationship?
Mm. Yeah. I mean, I was always. I mean, so there was a time I think when my parents used to argue, and I remember my mum dragging me as a kid through the streets of Benoni and going through a like a bus depot. And I remember seeing a black guy sitting at a when you wait for the buses, the seats, and he just threw up. It was all orange and stuff. And I didn't get it. I didn't. What's he doing? What is that about? I remember seeing it like fully. My mum, because of the argument, I was the favorite in that turn. And going to a friend who, again, was an abused woman by Harriet, I think. His name was Harriet. Like Carrot, we called him Harriet. Yeah.
It's a
I still
barfer.
remember that.
Barfing.
Well, so nevertheless, yeah, I think, I had a wonderful relationship with my mother, personally. My
Maybe
mother.
that has something to do with it too. Like the
Mm.
relationship you have with your mother determines how you view these situations.
Oh, no, I mean, it doesn't mean women don't know how to punish you, like you say.
I'll
To
tell you
like
what,
to do
my
the
mother
scripture.
is a bitch, man. I'll tell
Yeah,
you.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Mother's a bitch, man.
yeah.
I
Your
cannot,
mom.
I cannot, I cannot stymie her. What the fuck?
She's still alive, though. She's still alive.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
alive.
my mom's dead, man. So it's like,
Oh,
I'll miss her when she's gone, though. I know.
it's not. It's not. Look. It's just what it did to my family as well. Okay, because I have a big family. Like I said, I'm a Mormon. I have a big family. We had a lot of kids.
Uh,
Well, I have a lot of brothers and sisters that are spread around the world. That's why I'm cool. I'm alright. And again, guys, I'm always for myself. I'll be honest with you. I always feel I'm going through crisis, no matter what. No
really?
matter how smooth I am, no matter how cool I am on it, I always feel that there is a crisis
Well,
above me and
talk
in me.
about hiding, like masking. I
Yeah,
did had no idea
yeah,
you hide it. Or
absolutely.
is that the
Yeah, yeah.
stoicism or?
No, I mean it's. I think it's the pain and of what I fail to do and what I'm not. That and the fact because again I'm ex-military and I always have those. I try. I mean, my wife, says something so great to me, and she says, "Well, it shows you your character because people from like 40 years ago you still speak to, they still, know you and remember you, even though it was mainly I'd say Facebook and searching them that way, but getting that grip was actually them getting a hold of me and phoning me again." email started that way. We used to email each other or write to each other. Actually, shit. But nevertheless, yeah, seeing that is, and I'm still there with them in that, and remember them from that heart. And a lot of friends I've actually met again.
Well, how
Yeah,
do you take care of yourself? Like, how do you endure being in that state all the time?
all the time.
Uh-huh.
Um, when it's worst, I clean.
You what?
I clean.
He
Oh,
I manage
cleans.
and clean. When it's
so
worst, I
you
actually
have
start.
like coping tools that you
Yeah,
use
well, I
that
have to.
work.
Yeah, so I can deal with what's going to happen.
Hmm.
Where I have to like relate to what's going on in my life because I deal with so many other people. It's not just me that's in crisis. Other people that I have to manage in their crisis. So I have to
So
take them on this way. I have mechanisms go, okay, go, and I have to, and then I have to come back to it. And it's hard.
yeah.
It's difficult. It really is the way it is. And again, fitness is, and that's why I'm getting more into. I'm swimming more, and I'll start running more very soon. I can believe me. I can feel it. I need to. I used to run a lot. I'm going to Yorkshire next week, so I'm going to take my I'm going to find a running track there, and I'm going to run it.
African, honestly, not to get too personal, but you're
Yeah,
you're you're a lot like me to where I think you said this before. I lose this when there's any kind of stress or chaos. I like to cook. I like to clean. It gives you a sense of order and satisfaction. Does that make sense?
yeah, absolutely. But it also makes you relax to where you have to deal with the situation that's for
Yeah.
coming. And if it's intense, like if it's very, very intense and very quick, like I don't have that opportunity to clean somewhere because I can't do that. I have to quickly walk away, okay, like literally like, and then come in and then just hope for the best, if you will. You know what I mean?
What do you do when you walk away? You kind of
Well,
just get.
I kind of want to scream in my head and sort of think of where it was a time I almost drowned, you know, and it was because I was on like it was in a dam, and I just sunk down, and I remember like just going so far down and realizing, oh shit, there's no floor because I went down, a quarry, and I knew that I had to fight to get back up, and this was a dam, so it was dirty water, and I had to get to the boat that I was on because I was like, hey, it's pushing myself off the boat and then landing on the ground and then pushing myself back up, and then I just went too far down. And it was just a fight to get back up. And as soon as I grabbed it, the guys were like, "Hi, you were really, you were really long, right? We thought you weren't gonna, they weren't even knowing that I was dying." I was like, "No, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back." And
Yeah.
that's what one of the things. I almost fell off, fucking, you waterfalls at times, you know.
Wow.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
old
yeah.
were you?
Then I think I was about 9 or 8. Oh no, 8 when that happened. Yeah, the one. Yeah, I think. Yeah, yeah. So that sort of shit, Yeah. If I, yeah, so again, like when it was battle hardened, when I was, seeing that from where I grew up. Again, the apartheid failed, and then people go like, "Oh yeah, apartheid." Then the violence came. That's why I hope America does actually pull in the Boer, the South Africans, and say, "Yeah,
Oh,
have some of
the
that."
immigrants.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
I fucking hope so, man. Because then they're like, fuck South Africa. They wanted to fuck around. Elon Musk, again, has a right to hate it because of what violence came from what I saw. I'm like Elon Musk in that way. We saw the same thing. All of a sudden, this. And it was so quick. It's like, what the fuck's this? What the
What's
fuck?
African? African? What's your favorite wine? Australian, French, or Italian?
Hmm. Oh, God, you're right. I got a French, I think. I'm sorry. I'd say French Italian. Yeah. It's got to
Yeah,
be somewhere
that's
there,
it.
man. Yeah. I'm drinking a Barola. It's very light. It's nice.
Mhm.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
French,
but French.
The French wines are amazing. Australia makes great wine too, bro. Australia
No,
makes a killer
but
wine.
but new wine is too sweet. It's too much
Mhm.
sun. You got to eat,
Yeah.
the whole thing about the sun and and also the wine. The vineyards are only early, aren't they? They're only 400 years or no, 200 years of that old. They've got to get to like 600 years, then they'll produce good wine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like in Italy, especially Italy, Sicily. You know, you get the volcanic soil, so you get the wine and even the tomatoes. It's a
Dude,
different flavor.
so the best wine I've ever had is either Greek
Yeah.
or from Lebanon. Okay, the Greek wine that I
Mm.
had was put in uh, flooded caves in the sea and left there for 12 years to age in the bottle. And then the caves
Mhm.
were unflooded and they sent out that wine. You
Plastic.
know?
Yeah.
Do you like ouzo?
No, no,
Me neither.
no, no. I
That's
can't.
some Greek shit I don't like. Oh my god.
No, when I was a kid, man. Like you said you have what's it tequila? So in the military, me and my friend, one of the guys I was like that to, he's still alive, thank God, but we don't talk anymore. But me and him used to like go to pubs, and we always used to have like tequila shot
Yeah.
and a beer, tequila shot and a beer, tequila shot and a beer, and then start drinking. And
Mm.
we did that for like a good like 3 years, going everywhere, doing like, yeah, fuck it. We went. I mean, the funniest thing was I went out with a mate, and this is lovely. I'm in contact with this guy. He joked he was terrible, and he's from South Africa. Okay, he's terrible, and Rhodesia actually. His family's from. He went out once, and we were out, and you can laugh about this. He stuck his dick in a woman's handbag, okay, while
Oh.
talking to her, and then pissing in her handbag.
Oh
Did she
man.
know?
No, she didn't know
Why would
then.
he do? Why would he do that? Okay, I'm on the woman's side here.
No, no, no,
Why
no.
would he do that?
Because he was like, "Oh, she's never gonna choose me as something to get by, so I'm gonna," and she'll ignore me, but check what I'll get away with.
Yeah,
What
And
a child.
do you know what the funny thing is? Okay, is it was later on when we were on the other side of the bar. He tells me this, and he goes, look," and then she is there, going, what's this?" That
Mm.
was
Wow, I'm
again,
glad our military's not like that.
because no, but it is again manipulation of the situation and knowing what these upper class little fucking idiots were doing. He was playing that, and yeah, it's disgusting. How dare he do that sort of thing? But he got away with it without being arrested
dude,
in
that's
a club.
sick, dude.
And then he told me like over the bar, check this out, check this out. Remember we were talking to them. What? Clever guy.
Did
Give
you
you
tell
that.
him anything? Like, dude, don't pee in her
No,
purse.
I know. This is what. Look. It doesn't matter. It's just the way. This.
Oh, it
That's what it
matters
was.
to me.
Yeah.
That would be
Oh,
significant. I'd have to really assess having that person in my life.
no,
Mm.
no. But no.
Yeah.
This is in the military guy. This is the guy in the. So, we were friends. I didn't know that was going on there. I didn't
Oh,
know it was his weird thing, or what he was trying to do or prove. But in fact, he did it.
well,
And
speaking, I gotta go pee now myself. Speaking of all that,
Me too.
oh.
so I'll be back. I'm gonna go to the commode.
Let's piss our brains out.
Oh, Mike's gone
Piss our
again.
I
brains
think he's
out.
having connection issues.
I hope he gets back.
I'll be right back.
They go for a pee, man. And it's a long stream. Yeah, shit.
Yeah, that's a long stream.
It is.
It's a long stream.
Oh man. All right. All right.
Toilet. Oh my god.
Oh,
Doing plastic. How you doing, man?
I'm all right.
Where are you living?
In the United Kingdom.
Yeah, it's probably better than South Africa, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I have family still there. I don't want to leave.
Yeah, and fuck the queen, fuck the king.
I don't be like that. No, I mean, fuck the king, but the queen, I worked for the queen, Elizabeth. No, I do, no, I do believe in the Western Foundation, my friend. You know?
Yeah, in a way I do too, but I
No,
America, I hate America.
no, you shouldn't hate America. Well, you don't know
Well,
any other
when you
place,
live
do
in
you?
America, you're gonna hate it. You're gonna
No,
hate
no,
it
but you don't know any other place, though. How can you judge that?
because I lived here all my
So,
Mike,
life.
it looks like you're having connection issues.
but
The
I,
little
but,
spinning thing
but
started and then you
my
dropped.
friend, but I lived in Africa and I live in Europe and I've been to,
There you
yeah,
go, man. You love Africa and Europe. Okay, good.
no, I don't.
Live in America for a while.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey, hey. What's going on with you?
I don't know. He's drinking more. What are you drinking again?
Tequila?
Did you put your shirt on again? Eh?
I have
Yeah.
to. I had,
Remember the argument? Oh, how dare you talking about why I don't like that shirt?
no,
Even
I don't
Jeff
give
has
a
to take
fuck
your
what
Wasn't
shirt
you
off
really
when
an
you
argument.
pass
I
by.
do not give a fuck
You
what you
missed
talk
that.
about, African. But I can tell you, if you move to America, you're gonna hate it.
You reckon?
Maybe you can come as one of the refugees.
Yeah, that's what I'm
There you
thinking.
go, man. Fucking just slip into the
That's what I'm
cracks,
thinking. I
Yeah,
reckon.
that
Anybody can slip into the
just
cracks.
don't eat our cats or
Oh,
do
come on.
crime.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to grow
Okay.
the country.
No, okay. Yeah.
Oh man, just I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, don't be a defeatist about life, right? You were saying, Jeff, as well, with women that are like, they can walk away.
Yep.
Can't we all walk away from our own problems? If you say that, can we? Can we just say,
Yeah,
"Oh, I
I
want to
do
be
all the
richer"?
time.
No, but I mean, you can't. You
I
still
don't know
can.
why you can't. Like the pattern might repeat, and you can even work on that. But at least you're out of that immediate problem.
The older we get, do you think it's
My whole
easier?
point in all of this, and I don't know why people
Okay.
resist this, is people have the ability to make choices. That's a very empowering mindset. I don't know
Remember.
why people
Okay.
would not want that kind of power for themselves, but they
So,
fight. They fight
no,
it.
yeah, they do. I mean, Jeff, that's why I think I like you, buddy. Probably because that's how I really believe it. If people understood responsibility, if they understood what it meant to be responsible for one's life and one's time, right? So those things are off taken by how we grow up, right? I mean, you say this, you think like this because of what reasons do you think like this? Is it your parents that gave you to think
Experience,
like this? Yeah,
because
go.
I've seen the
Because
effects it's had in my life
is
and
it
other people's
yeah,
lives
okay?
over
So,
and
so
over and over enough
Louisiana,
okay,
times
dude.
to
let me
know
get
that
to
it's
the
a
you judging off of
reality.
that. Okay, okay, but yeah, of course, that is your reality.
Living
And
in
other.
Louisiana, plastic African, live in his situation, right?
I
Louisiana
You'd
is
mean,
a
like it
lot
down there. Everybody
different than
drinks.
plastic African place.
no, I mean, look, I'm not in any way a fundamentalist, or I don't believe in sort of dogma with this.
Neither do I. But
Yeah,
look at Jeff's. He lived in Louisiana, dude. You don't know
did
anything
you?
about that.
Yeah,
Louisiana is a lot different than where you live.
yeah, of course, I bet. Oh my
It,
God, yeah.
I mean, we're definitely from different places, but it seems like a very basic axiom of human behavior or psychology that people have the ability and do every day make choices. We make decisions, we make choices. So our life is partly or largely a result of the choices that we
Okay,
make.
yeah, okay. So when we take those choices that we make, okay, they are under no illusion by what the government or state has over what those choices are. Be it that if you murder somebody, you have to be judged by your peers because of the severity of
Yeah,
the
I
crime.
mean that's kind of an
So
extreme choice to
there,
make.
there are fractals here that you're saying. There are fractals to what you're saying here, right? Because if you want to say, okay, I have complete control of it, then I should say to somebody, well, I don't like the way you act. Dang. You know,
No, I
but I'm
didn't
not
say
allowed to do
complete.
that.
All I'm saying is we have the power to make We have self-determination. We have agency.
God,
All of
I'm
us
not,
have that.
yeah, no, no,
Toddlers have it. They walk
oh
around, they
my
crawl around the
God,
floor, and they
Jeff,
play with things.
no,
They're
no, 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 no,
exercising
no, no, they don't have, they don't,
their
no, they
ability to
don't. No,
determine their actions in their day
no,
and
they
what they
don't.
get
No, they
into and
don't.
all that.
No, because what we have as we grow older is we understand longevity and life. Hence why humans mature slower because of the brain. So we only come into really sort of what believers and understanding at about 7 or 12, and then it changes to adolescence, and then you're adult, and then maybe in your 40s, 60s again when you understand
Hey,
that.
your
This is
brain is gone.
well, I believe this is the sort of notion of it. So when you're saying that,
What does that have to do with your ability to make choices?
because these things add up to people's capacity of choice, what they do not understand in what they've given as a choice. Because you say that one person is brought up, molested and all this stuff, and or abused, and go through it again because it's a pattern.
That person has the ability to make choices just like
They,
we do.
yeah, but a
If
lot
you
of the
go up to
time,
the bar and the bartender asks you what you want to drink, you have a whole range of options you could choose from, and that person has the same rate. They can make this
And
same
look at
choice.
Joe Biden, man. Joe Biden was molested. Like, if you don't know that, you don't know that. But Joe Biden was molested. He's a pedophile. And look at what America's dealt with, right? Maybe not.
I mean, to me, it's not even controversial that we make choices.
No, I was talking
I'm
about
not, no, no, Jeff. I'm not denying that of the choice. Okay,
Oh,
truly, but it is consequences of where we are set by rules. All right. So if
yeah,
I,
there's
yeah,
consequences to our
yeah,
choices. Yeah,
and
absolutely,
that's
and
why we have
we have to take
why we
responsibility
have
for that.
jurisprudence, right? And what we have to deal with. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
know. I think it's like dying
In
here.
fact, I think most of life is choice and consequences.
Yep, but how many people understand that choice and to the consequence that it goes to, and
It's
actually,
not that it's not hard to understand it. So
my
if
God,
they don't understand it, they can easily, like, if you touch a hot stove and get burned, that's gonna affect your choice in the future about touching hot stoves.
I do agree. I do, and that's the danger zone. I guess if you don't have that, then you should, again, the dead should die, and that's the same thing as when we've got up a few, retarded die because we don't have that. But no, that's not what we do. We keep people alive when they're born. They might be special. We don't go die. They
Thank
used to.
God. I would
Yeah, but they
we
used to,
wouldn't
didn't
have the
they? They
show.
used to. That was choice, though. That was they used to. Now we don't because we have choice on the matter because we see ourselves as better than them people because we learned from that, right? 'Cause, like the Elephant Man. You know who that is, right?
Yeah, David
Yeah.
Lynch made a movie about it.
There we go.
With
And
John Hurt, William Hurt, one of
yeah,
those
yeah,
Hurts.
and the story and also who he was and yeah, that
Merrick,
exactly. And it's that
John
that
Merrick.
we see ourselves better on. So when we see it from the freak shows to where we are, don't judge anyone from that.
But then we're somebody else's freak.
Mm. No, you're not. You're your own freak.
I
You're
think we
your
are.
own freak. It doesn't matter
No, I
you
mean
somebody.
relative to somebody else.
No, you
We're,
don't. No,
I know I've been plenty of
you're
people's freaks.
that's for you to say, not for me to do. Mm-mm. Mm. Anyway, it's been a fantastic night. I'm sure you want to go.
Are your people still over at your house? Did you leave them this whole time?
No, no, I was downstairs for a bit.
Oh, okay.
It was up and down. Yeah, I wasn't just up here with you
Well,
guys.
I'll be out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Doing the.
It's
I
all
keep
good, man.
saying white lady tears, but they don't have to be white. So like women
White lady
tears, I
tears. I
guess.
like
And
that.
if your wife wants to
That's
come on and
beautiful.
talk,
I like that. White lady tears. I like that.
that's what I know. That's like the meme.
So
It's a
beautiful.
meme.
So
White woman tears.
would it be like what would it be like? Not yeah, transparent, isn't it? Transparent is white in regard. It's
Oh.
transparency. Mm?
Well, if your wife's around tomorrow, tell her to come up and
Well, hopefully.
add her
Yeah.
wisdom.
Well,
I
I
want to
mean,
get
yeah.
a balanced perspective. I don't
Oh
just
my God.
so women have a chance to weigh in.
Oh my God. Actually, you know what? I would hope she would do that. That'd be good. Good for her.
It's gonna be at 4
Fucking
p.m.
epic.
Eastern, whatever time that is where
It's
you
about
are.
9 o'clock normally.
9 at
So,
night.
yeah, it'd be alright. Let's see if it happens. Cheers, man.
You too, African. Cheers. It was great hanging
Thank
out
you.
as usual.
It was actually, you know. If I don't see you, happy birthday to me next week.
Next week?
Yeah, man.
Oh wow. Well, yeah. Happy birthday,
Yeah, buddy. I'm a fish dog. They call it fish dog. Yeah,
Capricorn.
man, silly dude. It's Satan this year. Be
Fish.
safe, brother.
You too. Fish dog. Because Pisces is the fish, and Capricorn. But that's coming up on what's the one before Aries? Pisces and Aries. Anyway, that's wow. What a day. We've been all over the world. And I feel like the journey's just begun because I'm already having a little appetizer of what to expect tomorrow. So bring your seatbelts, your jetpacks, whatever you think you're gonna need. Joe and I will be out tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Tears, female tears, damsels in distress, daughters and sons, victims and agents, all of that I expect to come up. So we'll see you then. Have a great rest of your Friday night. There's plenty going on in the panelverse tonight. Let me see if there's a panel I can route you to now. Axis is live. Zat's live. Oh, James. Oh, James is playing games. Let's see what Zat's up to. Abrahamic AI is Axis. All right, here's Axis. You can check him out. Oh my God, thank you, African. Thank you again. Hang on, let's get you some fanfare. Very much. I enjoyed hanging out. Thank you. And here's Zat's channel. They both do open panels, so go check them out if you want. Later, Browns. Mike, you as well. Jax, always good to see you. I don't know what y'all spat is about, but I like you both. Jeremy, you too. Not Laws. What can I say? It usually goes without saying, so why even try? Bex and Lou's here. I'll see Joe tomorrow. Mr. B dropped by. A rare appearance. It's always good to see Mr. B. Hope he shows up tomorrow. Bart. We even had Enslaved by Truth. By Truth. B-I. Truth make an appearance. I saw Brooke out there earlier. Anyway, all of you, love you all. Thank you for hanging out, and stop by tomorrow and talk with Joe and I. Okay. Make you a spanner. I'm not opposed to it. Let's remind me tomorrow. Let's talk about it. I don't have a lot of mods because I normally don't need them, but you'd probably be fine. Just don't moderate anybody. Most of my wrenches don't actually use their wrench powers unless there's trolls in the room. So yeah, just remind me tomorrow, and we'll talk about it. All right, take care, everybody. I'm gonna go get me something to eat and enjoy the rest of my Friday. Make healthy choices. Make good choices, or make. How do I want to say this? Because I don't want to tell you what's good for yourself. Make the choices that are in line with what you want for yourself, your vision of yourself, your highest ideal for yourself. So try to make elevated choices. And with that, I'm out. Take care. See you tomorrow. Tears, and more tears. There's going to be tears flowing everywhere tomorrow. Women, men, gays, all the genders, all the tears. I'm here for it. Take care.